789 saves in. Maybe we'll finish Act 2 today before we hit 800. Who knows? I highly doubt it. But because everything is everyone's friendship or rivalry is maxed out, I can take whomever I wish on these adventures, and we can experience a wide range of people and personalities and suckage, because I'm bad at games. Yeah, the only thing I wish to do is this. I can't ski. Took you way too long to get here. That's fine. I've been streaming for 3 minutes and then just started the actual game. So, can I still go to the holding caves? Sure can. Following the Coon. That's one of my favourite loading screens, by the way, in the game. Right, time to talk about something important, I guess, with the Viscount. Twitch just hates you, apparently. Twitch hates everyone. It's a terrible platform, but it's like the best we have, or that perfect trade-off of everyone's on it, and it sort of works most of the time.
It is apparently not enough that the Kunari define my political life. They must also infect what I hold personal.
Seamus.
It is my son, Seamus. The life you saved, he would now squander by converting to the Kun. He has left for the Kunari compound. Please,
that's a problem.
Sarah Hawk, convince Seamus to come home.
But because I'm not, checking for friendship rivalry gain, I shouldn't be on the wiki as much, so I might interrupt the cutscenes with half-wit comments.
The Arishok says nothing good about Kirkwall, yet he accepts conversions?
I cannot understand him. Maker knows I've tried, but he landed with, what, a few hundred men? Add up the deaths and defections, and the Arishok must need to bolster his ranks. I'm sure my son is quite the symbolic prize.
Did anyone else see him leaving for the compound?
He made no secret of it. I'm sure he intended it as another of his statements about closer relations.
How close are these relations going to be?
Your example inspired him. I might agree, but now is not the time. These matters are delicate.
He's politically dangerous, you mean?
The office must remain strong, Sarah Hawk.
Oh, hey, you're not a strong leader. No one actually respects you, so I'm sure it's fine. It's just a hard truth. I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger.
He is of age. The decision seems rightly his.
I want to let him find his way, but in my position, he's taken a great deal of inspiration from you. I want to allow his idealism, but not blindly. At best, my opponents will claim that my office is now in Kunari hands. At worst, I lose my son.
Let's go with the diplomatic option.
You know this will only end in trouble.
Fitting. That's where it started. My son is not foolish. He will listen to reason, and you are in the best position to offer that opportunity. Please, do what you can.
Time to go and talk to Seamus. Although that is not how you spell the name Seamus. That's my... This party's fine. Surely fine. Be grand. Nothing bad will happen if combat ensues. Oh hey, look, I've lost another follower, I've just noticed. Sweet. Did I accidentally the map? No. Okay.
Right, there's the target. They don't reach the compound.
Raccoon! Barry. Oh, also, yes, it's Seamus' decision. Okay, you're all dead? Good. How dare you attack the waifu? You personally, in front of me, you're dead. Yeah, great. again, there's a weird like scaling difficulty thing happening here, and it's confusing. Cowl. Oh, there's the other overseer option. Is it better than my stupid family chapeau? Higher armor. Cannot take a rune. But I like the extra coin. I do like the extra coin. What does it look like? Looks pretty good. Actually, I wouldn't mind, you know, wearing that with the helmet on, but the extra coin is too good. Doesn't matter which stairs I take.
So was that anti-Canary, anti-Viscount, or Seamus himself not wanting to be rescued?
Seamus isn't the type. Let's go.
Anything over here? Nah. Loading screen, go. Okay.
All are forbidden, except you, for now.
For now.
Hope the Arashok wasn't planning on keeping the Viscount's son.
I'm sure it'll be fine, Aveline. Sure that it will be fine. I'm going to save before I get into a cutscene. Arashok.
What do you want, human?
I'm here about the Viscount's son.
Are you?
Yes, actually.
In 4 years, I have made no threat, and fanatics have lined up to hate us simply because we exist. But despite lies and fear,
Arashok is going to hate me.
Baz still beg me to let them come to the Qun. They hunger for purpose. The son has made a choice. You will not deny him that.
No doubt you see the advantage of having the Viscount's son at arm's reach.
To be fair, the Arashok
He
just
is no
hates
longer
everyone.
the Viscount's son. Vidithari give up their lives for the certainty only Kunari know.
You would not take advantage of his connections?
The Qun may demand that advantage, but I do not. It was his choice to be educated. He is not my prisoner. He is not even here. He went to his father. Ask the Viscount why he would send you and a letter both.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. Alright, what?
That probably could have been mentioned earlier.
They are meeting at the Chantry. A last pointless appeal, I assume.
I doubt he'd involve the Chantry in such a personal matter.
Sister Patrice!
No, but we know who would.
Mother Patrice, sorry.
Mother Patrice.
A suspect in many things. If she has threatened someone under my command again, there is only one response.
I agree, she's dead. No, you know what? Yeah.
I've had about enough of Patrice. Several times over.
A threat against Vidithari can have only one answer. I will suffer only one outcome. I will be watching, Hawk. The demand of the Qun is clear.
Yeah, the Arashok's design is on point, as are his shoulder pads. Right, anyway, Mother Patrice, I'm going to shove my rather spiky staff where the sun don't shine. If you are involved in this. Ooh, the Chantry at night. Very exciting. Very exciting. Seamus. Seamus. You good, Seamus? Oh, he's dead.
Sarah Hawke, look at what you have done. To pounce upon the Viscount's son, a repentant convert in the Chantry itself. A crime with no excuse.
You're as cold as Patrice.
Your Kunari masters will finally answer.
All this will do is make people hate you.
It's not good. It is not
I
good.
have kept the fear of the Kunari fresh in every sermon, every prayer. They will know whose word to believe. When people learn of this attack, they will rise. Not zealots or the unknowing, but the true majority.
Ah, so...
You won't get the Kunari ousted. You'll get a slaughter. On both sides.
So if you don't survive
To
this,
die untested would be the real
no
crime.
one will rise
People
up.
need the opportunity
Gotcha.
to defend faith, starting with you. Earn your reward in this life and next. These heretics must die.
I have a counterpoint for you. Righteous mob. Oh, actually, no, this is a good place. This is a very good place. What is the range on Pull of the Abyss? Not terribly large. It's about the same as Gravitate Ring, which is very good, actually. I need to synergize. Good. Yeah, it's not going to go Sister Patrice's way. Oh, hey, it's Gaston! No one's crisp as Gaston, no one's slow as Gaston. No one's as incredibly dumb as Gaston.
How about you?
You know what? I feel particularly mean. Oh, hello, History of the Chantry Chapter 3. Can I grab that?
Go for the face! You want a piece of me?
Barrick, what are you even doing down here? Cast that. And then yoink everyone into the middle. And now I can hopefully cast another spell. That made me laugh. Hey, like, have a stun. Oh, you didn't get stunned. Great. Joy. Wonderful.
That's enough.
Unfortunately, this is just a case of waiting for the attacks to play out. Okay, can I... Oh, never mind.
Do you see, Your Grace? Traitors attacking the very core of the Chantry. They defile with every step.
There is death in every corner, young mother. It is as you predicted. All too well.
Forgive me, Your Grace, but you must know the truth about what happened here.
Don't you spout your Kunari filth. This
Hello?
is a hand of the
Not
divine.
Kunari.
I have ears, Mother Patrice. The Maker would have me use them.
Mother Patrice is conveniently in backstabbing
Viscount
range.
Dumas' son is dead. Killed here in your name.
I'm sure my name won't like that. Patrice?
Seamus Dumas was a Kunari convert. He came here to repent and was murdered.
It's a ruse, Your Grace. Seamus was killed to
Being
set people
diplomatic.
against the Kunari.
I don't think this is the time
This
to
is no
mock.
longer a matter of heathens squatting in the docks. People are leaving us to join them.
Yeah, Grand Cleric Altheon
And
is cool.
we must pray for them like any other.
They deny the Maker.
And you diminish him, even as you claim his side. Andraste did not volunteer for the flame. Sirrah Hawke, you stand with the captain of the guard?
I do.
The young mother has erred in her judgment. A court will decide her fate. The Chantry respects the law, and so must she.
Time for a stab.
Grand Cleric? Grand Cleric?
The Grand Cleric's too busy walking through steps, apparently. There we go, much better. Oh. Cool. She dead. Hey, Lutz. Hi. Ooh, headshot. Headshot.
We protect those of the Qun. We do not abandon our own.
Just waiting in that storeroom, huh?
Please, send for Viscount Dumas.
Yeah, but I need to get back in the Chantry. There's stuff to pick up. I get that your son's dead,
son.
but...
Murdered in the heart of the Chantry by those who held a sacred trust. What hope for this city when we fail our own so completely.
Look on the bright side.
The Arashok is still here, Excellency. You must be ready to stand up to him.
I cannot. I have already failed where it mattered most. Please. Hawk. Leave me.
I want that book, though. Can I, like, come back for that book? Although the choral music is very moving. Oh, hey, to catch a thief. What thief do we know that could involve?
This won't exactly ease tensions. The Viscount's son and Canary aggression, even if justified, it won't end. Hawk, I thought this could wait, but I need to speak to you at your home very soon.
Very well, Aveline. I will do that immediately after returning to the Chantry during the daytime so I can read the book, which I thought, which I didn't realise was there, I'll be honest. Oh, that was the wrong button. But I get to see the cool loading screen. Definitely my favourite of the loading screens. Anyway, I actually need to come here. This is where I wanted to be. No, the loot. It's gone. It spawned and it despawned. However, now that's interesting. I guess I could only can only get that book at night time, which means I could only get it during that Isabella quest where you come here to fight the people who are out to kill her. Well, that's annoying.
Is something troubling you?
Yeah, gee, what could be troubling me, Grand Cleric?
Goodbye.
Well, that sucks. Unless I've already got it, which is entirely possible. Okay, I guess I'm going home then. Because I can't pick up the book. Don't play cards with Kunari. It's impossible to tell when they're bluffing.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. I thought you went to the Hanged Man. And I almost went there to look for you first, but then I thought you might have gone to see your uncle instead. And I'm rambling, aren't
I? It's cute.
I don't mind. You're adorable when you're flustered.
After you left, I couldn't stop thinking about Paul and the mirror and everything that's happened. I wonder if I've made a mistake leaving the Dalish.
You're just feeling homesick. Don't second-guess yourself.
I suppose if I hadn't left my people, I never would have met you.
Is it happening? Are we waifuing the
I'm
waifu?
not like you. And I wish that I were. You're beautiful and clever, and you never make any mistakes. And I don't deserve you.
Perhaps you don't. But I deserve you. Did you think of that?
Did you call the Maker a dirty name, then? It's foolish of me to even dream that you might.
Oh, no.
You don't have to dream about it. Meryl? It's all right.
Oh, hey, she's got a bit of fire. Please ignore the weird texture stretching that was going on in that part of the cutscene.
What happens now? Are we... What did this mean?
You know, we might have to try that a few more times to really get the meaning.
I love you.
I didn't do the
I
thing.
shouldn't have said that, did I? I always say the stupidest things.
Also, did Meryl. Wow. Yeah, so you can sleep with everyone, apart from Sebastian.
I love you, Meryl. Actually, I was going to suggest you move in with me.
God, that, of course, it's so cool.
In Hightown, the rich, fancy part of the city with no rats in it. And you, with an elf.
You look away, look back, and hello.
You really are crazy, aren't you? If you're not afraid, then neither am I.
Yes, invite the Blood Mage to live in your house. Hell yeah. The waifu has been waifued.
Orana's a patient music teacher, but Meryl should really just stick to magic.
And his manifesto?
Crude drawings in the margins. Isabella, grow up.
Anyway, we should probably talk to Aveline, right? Hey, Whiskers, why are you there and not in front of the fire? I don't like it. Okay.
Shall we take this outside and see if it floats?
That looks like a piece of the staircase. Where did you get that? Yeah, that's true. We can be outlaws together. Who's a good dog? Okay, I guess I have to leave and then re-enter for,
You've had luck on your travels? If you need me for anything, by all means, let me know.
for Aveline's cutscenes trigger. Meryl has new outfit. It's cute. However, as I am simply reloading the map, maybe I do have to leave and come back. Whoops. Because these are the DLC things, right? Yeah. Okay, let's just take the waifu for a little walk. I made it to sound like she's a dog. She's not. Don't worry about it. She's an elf. God, that's really cool, though. Seriously, that armor is so good. Hey, Facebook, stop it. I'm not even on you. You're not even the active tab.
This is important. Don't interrupt with your selfish prattle.
Oh,
Get
right.
off your high horse.
This.
I have problems too. What drink should I order, and who's the father?
Oh, shot fired.
Oh, you little...
What is it now, you two?
Hawk. The Arashok is sheltering 2 fugitives who have converted to the Qun. He must be convinced to release them. He's already feared because of Patrice. If people start to think he can ignore the law, I need your help so this doesn't get out of hand.
I'm going to die. There. Got your attention? Real problem.
Hold on. What's this about?
Remember the relic? The one Castillon is going to kill me over? A man called Wall-Eyed Sam has it. If you help me get it, Castillon won't kill me. Please.
I'm trying to keep the entire city from rioting against the Canary.
Well, maybe it's connected.
What?
I'm
Maybe
just
I
saying,
did a thing.
maybe it will help. It's important to someone, right?
Now you start being responsible? Shit.
Why doesn't she wear trousers? Why is she not cold? Aveline, yeah, Aveline swears. That's like the first time Aveline swore. Heck.
Isn't it odd that someone would run to the Kunari?
They're elves accused of murder. Maybe they feel they've nothing to lose by fleeing the alienage.
And if their conversion is genuine?
Also, hi, Malcolm's Rose.
Don't know. But how many more will try if I allow this? Justice must be respected.
You're expecting trouble?
After what happened to the Viscount's son, yes. I'm hoping the Qunari aren't looking for a fight. I'm hoping they'll be reasonable. But we'll see.
I mean, I've got to help Isabella first anyway, but obviously we're going to go through these options first.
This seems like an issue for you and your guards. Quite a few of them.
Sending a full patrol would just increase tension. But you're right. I am the captain. It's my responsibility. But I suspect the Viscount was hoping I would bring this to you.
Then he should have come himself.
Perhaps. But it's understandable that he's not at his best. I'd like to help him if I can.
Someone made the rabbit happy.
Why has this come up so suddenly, Isabella?
Sam's been
Thank you
talking
for making
to
the
black
rabbit
market
happy.
dealers all over Lowtown. It didn't take me long to get wind of it. What frustrates me is that he's held onto the relic so long.
Who is Walleye Sam?
Tell me about Sam.
Sam used to run with Martin. Remember him? Martin says Sam's a bit of a magpie, picking up things that don't belong to him. Not a trustworthy sort. When Martin gave up raiding, Sam became a drifter.
Who is involved in this exchange?
This
Tevinter mages.
conversation would be a lot
they'll
more
look kindly
serious
on us interrupting.
without the dog panting
Bring
in
a
the
sword,
background.
or 12.
About one staff, maybe. I think Evelina has an axe, a crossbow, and a couple of daggers.
Why has this
Oh
come
wait,
up?
Sam's been...
sorry.
What frustrates me is that he's
Sorry.
held on to...
You're sure this is the relic you're after?
I've had my ear to the ground for a while.
Chuffing the
There was a
bar.
description of the book. It's the right one.
Book? I thought you didn't know what the relic was.
Well, I know it's a book, but that's all I know. It's written in a foreign tongue. Honestly, what does it matter? It'll save me from Castillon, so I need it.
Sort of. Like, does she expect me to just grow a couple of extra arms? So if you don't help Isabella first, she leaves the party permanently.
The relic issue has to be resolved before we take on the Qunari.
You trust her this much?
Yes.
Probably not. I wouldn't.
They won't wait at the compound forever, Hawk. I really do hope this helps, because if it doesn't...
You think I like having this thing on my mind? Come on. The exchange is happening tonight in a Lowtown foundry.
Wait, not the foundry, not the one I've been to twice already.
Are you sure about this?
Ah, Cassandra.
The champion was asked to go to the Qunari.
I suppose you think she planned the entire thing.
Considering what it led to.
It's lucky I know you
Come
have
on,
character
Seeker.
development in the next game.
I'm not going to sell Hawk short, but nobody could have foreseen the way that would go down. Or do you still think I'm lying to protect my friend?
There are elements of your story that make sense. And you couldn't have known about them otherwise.
Well, that's a relief.
But that doesn't mean you're telling me everything.
I want this story to be told. You're not the first to get it all wrong.
I love the framing
I
narrative
think I owe
device.
Hawk that much.
It's a really good touch having this all be, like, technically in the past. Okay, new journal stuff. To catch a thief. Accompanies about to the Lost End Foundry to accompany the relic. Still got that to sort out as well. Should probably take Aveline as well. Death Nog right into... not soon, obviously. I'm going to play Mass Effect 2 before I go into Inquisition. And obviously October is just spooky games of the month, so... Death Nog riding eventually, I guess? Yeah. The cutscene lore about Nugs just got me hyped about riding a Nug again. Hey guys, how you doing? Best mount. It is pretty good. I mean, actually, I think it is.
You will surrender the relic.
I think it is actually objectively
I don't
best.
have your stupid relic.
Savant has no honor. Kill him.
Hey, it's not it.
Let's finish this!
It is her. Oh right, spells. Hey guys, just kind of like a. Let's do that, and then let's just do that and slow everyone down.
The dread will take you!
Raccoon! Oh hey, it's a stem. Not the stem, of course, but a stem. So I think all the cables are the same just because Varric hates them and is telling the story. That's a pretty decent explanation, actually, Malcolm's Razor. Never thought of it that way. Again, Isabella, anytime. You're offering to be spanked.
What are the Qunari doing here?
Yes. About that. The relic belongs to the Qunari,
You got a
and
bit of
there's a
blood
small
on you,
chance
Isabella.
they want it back.
Okay. Okay.
Tell me what you know. You can trust me.
I've always known what the relic is. I just didn't want to worry you.
Mm-hmm.
The relic is a Qunari text handwritten by that philosopher of theirs. Keslan, Kuzlan.
Well, Kuzlan's a 10 of
whatever his
higher,
name
so
is.
probably not that.
I stole it
Or
from
was,
them.
anyway.
They followed me here to reclaim it, and it's why they're still in Kirkwall.
And they can't leave without it. All of this could have been avoided.
How did you steal the relic from the Qunari?
She's very good.
The Arishok never had it. The Orlesians did. They had plans to return it to the Qunari. I simply had to waylay the Orlesian convoy before it met up with the Arishok and his men. Getting the relic was easy. Getting away from the Qunari was the hard part.
I thought you and the Qunari were caught in a storm.
The storm was only half of it. I
sea was
also
the other
had
half.
the Qunari dreadnought stuck to my behind like a bad rash, spitting fire and thunder at me.
Because they've got cannon. The Elves' design actually like is different in this one because of how it envisions them. Oh yeah, yeah, I think that's the cannon. Can't remember though. Kind of like cannon explosion. Isabella just casually starting a war. That's how she do.
Maybe giving it back
I
would
like the elf
solve
design as
Aveline's
well.
problem.
It couldn't hurt.
Says you. I know it will save my skin.
Ah, why can't this be as easy as you?
It's like how in the prologue before Cassandra basically bitch slaps Varric and tells him to tell the truth. Female character cleavage is enhanced, shall we say. She stole the legit Bible? She did. Tome of Koslun.
Why would anyone besides the Qunari want this relic?
The Tevinter Imperium have been at war with the Qunari for centuries. If the Tevinters get the relic, it will strike a blow to Qunari morale. That's probably what the mages want.
Probably. Alright, I did this one right.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Right. Okay. Bear with me. The game has crashed. It says loading, but it soft locks the game when that happens. So I just have to quit out and back in. And I have to go to the start soon screen in case you didn't know Malcolm's Razor, because this game proudly displays your linked EA account email address on the main menu. So I don't want to, dox myself. I never had this problem on the 360, but I'm running it through the One, as you can probably tell from the guide, so. Different console, different hardware, different problems. This is how I feel about the game every time this happens. And occasionally, those emotes don't make sense if you don't have BTTV installed, but there we go. Okay, almost back into the game. Time to go through that conversation again.
Hold!
Every piece
You
of
will
equipment in
surrender,
the Free Marches begins here.
The boss has no honor.
There we go. I was waiting for the voice line to play. And yoink! They ragdoll quite satisfactorily. And everyone just slow down. I think he's trapped in stone. Yes, he is. As much as your synchronized javelin throwing is cool, we stop. And why not just knock you off your feet? A shot! Not gonna lie, this air shock in this game, he's the man. Oh hell yeah, the air shock is amazing. I really like this game, like pretty much every character is really interesting. Cute internet hate from people who aren't watching the video.
I'll deal with this for you. Let's finish this. That's enough.
Okay. He's dead again.
What's the Canary doing?
Yes.
Needs to know the truth.
And they can't leave without it.
Stole the relic.
Getting the relic was easy.
Turn to the Kunari go.
Why can't this be as easy as you?
That voice line is as good the second time around.
If the Tevinter get the relic, it will strike a blow to Kunari morale. That's probably what the mages want.
Sounds like the Canary take their reading very seriously.
Is there anything the Kunari don't take seriously?
I'm sure there's something. Maybe knock-knock jokes?
Oh, Meryl.
Look, the book's right in this building, and I'm not letting it slip away again.
There's more at stake, but... Well, the Arashok waited this long. Oh, I don't know.
It's the only thing that'll get Castillon off my back. Please, tell me you'll give the relic to me.
Pretty sure I know how to do this without losing her as a party member, but I'll just check anyway. Also, I think Inquisition edges this out, but I definitely prefer this to Origins. But like Inquisition is barely better. Inquisition would be a lot better, but it has several flaws that are quite large. Oh, you don't actually have to do that fight. You can just run past them straight into the door. Cool. Yeah, but Angel, I'm going to be using a map next time.
The artifact belongs to the Canary, and you'll let them leave with it.
There's a cost to both sides.
Don't you understand? The relic is the only thing that will keep Castillon from feeding me to the sharks. I can't believe you're... Oh! Fine. You're right. I'll return the relic. It'll go straight to the Canary.
I mean, we could just fight Castillon anyway.
Come on. We've no time to waste.
Don't worry, chat. She's maxed out. She'll return.
Where is the relic?
I have it.
The Tome of Coastland will not fall into Tevinter hands.
Blood and spite.
A toss, Canary!
How the heck do you miss with a basic attack they auto-hit?
Isabella!
All three games are good, don't get me wrong, but...
Get back!
Oh, right, okay. I guess I'll, let's just do that real quick.
That's enough.
Yeah, all three games are very good. I like the fact that the story in this is very small, but it feels extremely personal. That's so funny. No, back. I think I prefer 3 because of the freedom. And the writing I think is just ever so slightly better. I will electrocute you. Hang on, that's doing like 2350 damage on a crit. Let's try Spirit. Much better damage output. Nope, actually that's a lower damage output, never mind. Spoke too soon. Boy, do I have egg on my face. Mage went flying. Right, I've got a dog. I've got a dog. Hey, Whiskers. Oh. I'm stunned. I can't do anything. Whiskers. Ow! Can you not? Okay, right, well, if that's how we're going to play it.
You are not enough.
How about you don't do that? We'll get back to you in a minute. I think this is doing more damage. I have a large stick sticking through me. Ah, crud. Forgot to dispel them. Hey, yeah, like, take care of the enchanter, won't you? You're all supposed to hate mages, but... Okay, I'll finish it. And there we go. Where's the mage? Ah, there she is. Everything seems to feel super personal. Hawk will always hold a special place for her. Also, the companion of flaws makes. Yes, it does make me feel much more realistic and like actual people you could meet. Oh, this is. Can you stop teleporting? Just like. Slow down, would you?
That's enough.
You need coffee? Go for coffee. I shall be here upon your return. Why was a Tevinter mage carrying Kunari armor? Are the gauntlets of the Ashard any good? No. Equip that staff. I choose not to make a crudity joke. There's nothing tucked away back there. Some pepper spray in the crate. Cool, cool. Huh. Okay, right, save game. I don't have anyone who can turn that off, actually, because Isabella buggered off. Oh, I thought I needed... Okay, I thought I'd need to deactivate it. Clearly not. Looks fun. It looked more of a danger than it actually was. I guess the pressure plate's in the doorway, but I don't have a rogue to see it, so... At the door, please. Thank you. That's some experience I can't collect. I guess it was Aveline got an upgrade, maybe. Or Isabella. Yeah, you kind of deactivate it once. Okay. Help! Let me out of here. I'm trapped in the foundry against my will. Feel like playing the rogue is the better plan, seems to give more freedom than having to rely on the party member. Yep. Oh, Sam's dead. Dear Hawk, I have the relic and I'm gone. I've lost too much over this blighted thing to let it go again. I know it would be noble to return the relic to the Kunari, but that would require a better soul than I possess. For what it's worth, I'm sorry I lied to you again, Isabella. Well, at least
she's gone.
She knows her limitations.
She took it. That bitch-born whore. Well, now we get to deal with the Arashok and the fugitives ourselves. That's good.
That's enough. Let's go to the compound.
There are mods for the PC version that allow you to unlock and chests and things and deactivate traps with other classes, so you don't have to rely on the rogue. So Malcolm's razor for context. Angel is my fiance, and when I played this for the first time, personally, privately for us a couple of years ago, I was a rogue. So much fun. 100% agree with you there. So that's where they're coming from. Seeing me as a rogue doing everything rather than having to rely on certain party members. It's going to be hard to play Inquisition as not a rogue because it's just the alchemy is so good. Just smash that Tempest Flask, slow down time, and go ham on Dragon Hamstrings. As I said, I think last stream. Okay. I've saved. It's fine. You know what? It's not fine. It's not fine. Where am I? The docks? I think I'll just grab Varric from my house. And leave. Nope, not Fenris. Hydrate, you're right. Gosh, I'm waiting for Blood Rain to turn up so they can see what they have wrought with their 100 hydrations. Okay, much better. Manual save. Still laughing about that. Well, hopefully everyone else will as well.
I'd wrap up any other business before we go. It's already a mess, and could get worse.
The only thing I've got left is Tirani's books, and I can't finish that quest line anyway.
I request an audience with the Arashok.
He will allow it, but not in this number.
I will only bring my friend here and a small complement of my guard. Is that few enough?
It is. Enter.
Oh, never mind then. Oh, he's standing. He's a tall individual with a big ass axe.
Shanaton.
Greetings, Arashok. We come regarding the elven fugitives that took refuge here.
Irrelevant. I would speak to Hawk about the relic stolen from my grasp.
If you give me time, I'll get it back for you.
It is much too late for that.
An issue for another time. We're here for the fugitives.
The elves are now Vidithari. They have chosen to submit to the Qun. They will be protected.
Have they truly converted? Or are they simply using you as a shield?
They have chosen, and so have I. You have seen the corruption in this city, the suffering that is allowed, all to selflessly deny the truth of the Qun. Let us look at your dangerous criminals.
You got some silly
Speak,
hoods on.
Vidithari. Who did you murder, and why?
A city guard forced himself on our sister. We reported him, or tried to, but they did nothing about it, no matter what we said. So my brothers and I paid him a visit.
That doesn't excuse murder.
Are these elves telling the truth?
There have been rumors. I will investigate, but they still took the law into their own hands.
Sometimes that is necessary.
Like you avenged the Viscount's son. It was not right then, and it's not right now.
We're just here for the elves.
Their actions are mere symptoms. Your society is the disease. They have chosen. The Vidithari will submit to the Qun and find a path your way has denied them.
God, his horns
You can't just
are
decide
so
that.
good.
You must hand them over.
All 6 of them.
Tell me, Hawk, what would you do in my place?
As a guest in this city, I would keep the peace.
I see. I cannot leave without the relic, and I cannot
Yeah, Isabella,
stay
you done
remain
fucked us.
blind to this dysfunction.
Look at this guy, don't pick this fight.
There is only
You are
one
100% correct.
solution.
Arishok, there is no need for...
Vinek Kathas.
Rip the red shirts. Of course, red shirts are no more statistically likely to die than any other colour of division, I guess.
Not here! Two open! Go! Go!
Just more of them went on away missions that weren't named main cast.
Hawk!
How hard was that guy throwing spears that it stuck in the stonework?
Can you hear it? The Canary must be spreading out. They're attacking the city. Why? What could they possibly hope to
True,
accomplish?
yes, his arms were huge.
Somehow, I don't think the Arishok cares what happens after this.
You may be right. Whatever it is, we need to do something quickly, but we'll need some help.
Time to get the party back together. Hey, Varric and Meryl.
Oh, there you are. I was so worried about you. Are we under attack?
We may be.
The Canary are assaulting the city, and fast. The Arishok planned this for who knows how long. We should head to the keep to rally my guardsmen. Whatever happens, be careful.
That's all good. I've got you, the waifu, and, you know, Varric, so I think we're fine. Lady, are you just rubbing your hands to keep warm against the fire? Because that's all it looks like you're doing. You might want to run away like everyone else. Oh, hey!
That's enough!
Where are you? Let's not, and say that we did. Okay, time to conjure my little doggo.
There!
Someone's panting super loud. I think it's Varric.
I'll deal with this.
Nope. Reveal. Please don't, Varric. Please be awake. Let's get closer for my healing to take effect. Hey, leave my waifu alone. Need to constantly reposition myself because the AI just runs around.
That's enough!
Actually, I'm just going to check the strategy guide, see what they take most damage from to speed this up a smidge. Bestiary, golems, Kokol guards, profane. No, I need Kunari. Have I gone the wrong way? Sure I have. Whoops. Kunari, immune to fire, electricity, flanking, very weak to cold and nature damage. Even in Dragon Age, I can't get away from playing Pokemon. Do I have anything that does cold or nature damage? I do.
Go down!
This will obviously help with the elemental weapons stuff as well.
Another one for me. How many of you got?
That's enough.
Oh, actually, do I have another staff that deals cold or nature damage for Meryl to use? I know a lot of her spells deal nature damage. I do not. Okay, right, well that was a diversion. Lady, you might want to run. Corpse. Sarabas. A shard. A shard. I like how these gates have just appeared around the map saying, go this way, despite the fact they have never been there before. Wait, wardens? Carver, is that you? Hey, oh, hey, Bloodrain, you're here. Right. Are you ready for your 100 hydration reward, Bloodrain? You are? Excellent. Okay, so for context, Bloodrain redeemed 100 hydrations using many of their channel points, and this is it. Where's the thing I set up earlier? There it is. I'm going to mute the mic, so enjoy. So I could do the maths and figure out exactly how much water would be involved in I'm trying to fix this. Streamlabs has apparently decided not to display the source it was supposed to be capturing. Please bear with me. I had set this up perfectly earlier. There we go. It wasn't the wrong scene, it was a hidden thing, and it just wasn't picking it up. Anyway, I will reset that. It was a source I'd, hidden on the scene. Anyway, enjoy. So I could do the maths and figure out exactly how much water would be involved in 100 hydrations, 100 mouthfuls, what have you. But that would be boring, and I suspect nowhere near as funny. So I put on my Cheer Up merch that a friend sent me. He's on the back, but you're not going to see it. And Angel's telling me to turn around. The picture on the back is him flipping people off, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to turn the shower on, and then we're going to... Bloodrain, this is for you. This is all on your head, and, I hope it's worth it. If I turn the shower the wrong way, this diversion is going to hit me in the side of the face. So, put me either way, right? I hate you all for this. Second part of the video, smoothly stitched together. I watched out the first time. Now, I'm not going to turn it on to full under it, because I've done that before and it's unpleasant. But I'm going to step into it at full. So... You'd all better enjoy this. It's nice and warm, at least. I can't turn it off. I think that's off. I am very wet.
You're welcome, guys.
There you go, Bloodrain. I hope that was worth it. Obviously, I'm not going to do that for every 100, redemptions. Anyway, I just had an accident break the teapot. that sounds like you dropped the teapot, and we will obviously fix that as best we can at some point. Until then, I guess just make the tea in your cup. Anyway, back to the game. After whatever that was, the things that streamers do for their chat. Next time we throw a bucket of water. Yeah, that was my original plan, but then it stopped being summer, and I thought the shower was just a better way to do it. That was worth 10, 12,000 points. I'm glad. I'm going to put it up on the Discord server later, so that you can watch it at will. Hey, that Grey Warden's just attacking the wall. You do you, Grey Wardens, I guess.
What do you think you're doing?
Sick. Nah, you know what? Fine. Oh, well, I'll help Barrack out. I'll also probably share it on my Twitter. Be like, the things we do for our chat. Wow, you're in the perfect position, huh? And Carver. Well, Stroud, but... There's my bro.
Somehow I knew it would be you.
Carver!
Hello, sister. Fancy meeting you here.
It was funny considering the horrible news you just received from your head mod. Can I help in any way?
Last time I checked, you'd moved on from Kirkwall.
We're here on Grey Warden business.
You have our sincere thanks. This attack was most unexpected.
Yeah, who could have seen it coming?
Stroud, we need to move. We've already delayed too long.
Very true. I cannot believe the Kunari would dare such an attack. This will lead to war with the Free Marches for certain. I fear pressing matters take us elsewhere, but we can spread word to the other free cities. Perhaps they will bring aid.
There's something more important than an invasion.
We can't talk
My
about
thoughts
it.
to your head mod.
The Kunari are of far greater concern to you, I'm certain. But we must return to our mission.
Wait. I need to tell you about Mother.
I already know what happened. I'm sure you did your best.
This is not the time. Take this. It is all we can spare, but perhaps it will be of use.
Thank you, Stroud. Stroud's a bro.
Goodbye, sister. Take care of yourself.
Unlike Carver, who's, you know, literally my bro.
Make her watch over you, my friend.
Peace. Items received. Warden's Promise. Oh, cigar music's so nostalgic. Hell yeah. What is the Warden's Promise? A ring. 4 crit chance, 3 physical damage, 3 magic resistance. Enjoy that, Barrack. Something's wrong with that Kunari. I'm not going to think about it too much. Hey, Gamlin, are you okay? Like, is everything okay, Gamlin? Gamlin, are you in there? Gamlin, 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 Gamlin. I don't think he's in there. Save the game just in case there's another cutscene that crashes. I'm sure there's an invasion going on, but like, don't mind me just stealing everything.
No, I don't want to meet in a low-town alley at night. Pretty much anyone.
Fuck Gamlin. Not literally this time. You know what, Blood Rain, you're right. Maybe next time. Never. Actually, never. I have to go that way. Optional encounters. Right, I'm just gonna. I don't know why I keep doing that, because it blows them out of the area of effect. Weather will be nicer and invasion might not be going on. You know what? You're right. Who is... Of course it's Aveline.
Now you fall.
What a nice night for an invasion, huh? At least the moon's full. Oh yeah, my hair's pretty long. Look, it's thinning. I can at least have length. I actually managed to cast Barrier instead of the other 2 spells I cast. It doesn't seem to be getting any longer though, so I guess that's its natural length.
Now you fall. I deny you.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't do anything about genetics. Boldness runs in my family. But hey, once I go bold, cool wigs. Not like bitch-ass toupees, I'm on like full on like pastel-coloured pigtails and rainbow-coloured ombre and things like that. Get out of here with your vanilla wigs. Nothing down there. Oh no, it was a penis joke. I got it. It made me chuckle on the inside. I don't emote very well, I'm sorry. I have to go back that way, so. Corpse! At least your gameplay is mildly entertaining to watch. I'm like a whole bundle of nerves and not basically perma-resting bitch face. Respect for that. I'm not really the kind of ideal streaming personality. I just enjoy doing it and hopefully bring some levity to people in dark times. How's about everyone slows the F down?
Let's finish this. I'll deal with this.
You're gonna kill me.
Who said that? Unless it's one of the archers that I haven't attacked yet. I'm glad I've helped. That's all I ever hope to do is help people. And you never have to tell me that I am, don't worry about it. If I can help one person, that's enough for me. Hey, look, elves, I'll get to you in a moment, okay?
Now you fall.
One less against us.
It's one fewer actually, because you can count them, so it's fewer, but
I'll deal with this.
they're all kind of clustered, so snail time. I will hit you with my stick of power, power. I don't know what that was all about. Similarly, I don't know what the Gaston song in the Chantry was all about. I do apologise about that. Hey, like, just fall over, okay? so far away from leveling. How in the heck, how in the ever-living heck do you reach the level cap in this game? Actually, streamed on the most stream of passing. You should join the chat, start laughing, they got better. Good, I'm glad. I'm glad I could help on a rough day. My sympathies. I mean, all I've really got going for me is being a dumbass, so I guess that's entertaining enough, right? There we go. Let's do the loop around. I mean, I guess it's a barrel. It's got a bit of a charred wood problem, but... Okay. I like that crate. That's a great crate. I thought I'd get that out of my system now. Like 30 hours in. 30 and a half? 35 hours in, I think, something like that. To Hightown. Much better. The camera angle is amusing.
Quit your struggling, woman.
He's pulling so hard his feet are falling through the ground.
Tether! Boss!
Then the Arishok failed to take you captive. Unfortunate.
Lady, leave. Pretty sure I can tell on the save screen.
Let's finish this!
Also, I don't want to be the Arishok's prisoner, all things considered. Oh, hang on. I was like getting the ropes of the champion soon. Because they look cool. I thought they were Act 3, like, late game, but I think they're at the start of Act 3. I will hit you with my magic stick. Hit you. Feel like a bad time being his prisoner? It most definitely would.
So much blood.
Where is... No. How about you don't cast that spell and say you did? Sarabas are really annoying, it turns out. Hello again. You cleared up the teapot mess. We'll have to order another one. Unless you can find one on Saturday when you go shopping. Ow! That looked painful. Swing! Oh, hey Meredith.
I am Knight Commander Meredith.
I am an apostate mage. I consort with elves and blood mages.
I know you.
I mean, did I say that out loud? Ignore the elf blood mage behind
The
me.
name Hawk has turned up in my reports many times. Too many.
It's good that we found you, Knight Commander. The Canary are...
It's obvious what they're doing. The Canary are taking people to the Keep, and may already be in control. We will need to deal with them.
We shall deal with them.
Why would they be gathering hostages?
To get everyone important in one place where they can be controlled or killed.
Charming.
I'll do whatever it takes to defend my home.
Good. I'll overlook your own use of magic.
Finally, someone addressed it.
For a moment. Head to the Keep, and I will see if I can find more of my men. These creatures will pay for this outrage.
The entire game, no one acknowledges, apart from my family and party, no one acknowledges that I'm that I'm an apostate, and then finally someone says it. Anyway, where is Meredith? I have sympathy for the mages. They bear a terrible curse, one that endangers not only themselves but innocents as well. We allow them freedom only at the risk of unleashing them upon the unwary. Knight Commander Meredith Stannard is a native of Kirkwall, an orphan who joined the Templar Order when quite young. She worked her way up the ranks with sheer determination. She is credited with removing the previous Viscount, Perrin Threnhold, from his position after he attempted to have the Templars expelled from the city in 921 Dragon. The acting Knight Commander was arrested and executed, and Meredith led a group of Templars into the heart of the keep to capture Threnhold. He was tried and imprisoned 3 days later by Grand Cleric Elfina and died from poisoning 2 years later. Meredith was subsequently elevated to her current position. Many say the Templars fought only to preserve their own position in Kirkwall, not to oppose Threnhold's tyranny. Others believe Meredith has always held the moral high ground, even if not all approve of her methods. For now, she enjoys the Grand Cleric's full support, and has free reign in Kirkwall as the commander of its most powerful military force. The side just kind of came off. Ooh, geez. That sounds both cool and dangerous. While I'm in the Codex, I may as well, you know, clear it out. I expect one of them to be the letter that Isabella sent me. I say sent me. Left on the body of Wall-Eyed Sam. Because I put up with it because accidents happen. That's all. That was the necromancy. This is all the stuff from the necromancer's lair. We just keep scrolling. Does look quite cool. Make an awesome little terrarium art piece. Clean it out and use it for that then. Notes. Nope. Still only one thing. It's like they accidentally did the tag for in the metadata for the Grey Warden letters, and it should be in that section. Anyway. Do you have any moss? We do, actually. It's on top of the board game shelves. I use it for basing material. We have some moss and, like, sand-coloured gravel. Hey, Varric, do your thing, please.
Piece of cake.
Just check up here. I guess we need to find something to put. We could put like a little figure in it, whether like a Sylvanian family's mouse or a miniature of some kind. I don't like how many city guard have been killed by this one Kunari, or it took to kill that one Kunari. Right. The staff I picked up, is it any better? I keep the lid to protect against future accidents. That's fair. It's fire damage. Oh, her magic's not high enough. Also, why is she using her basic staff? What's happened to... Okay, no, her stats are all there. Weird. Why doesn't she have the cool staff I gave her? Making a little dragon to go inside? That works. Like, what? Why though? Oh, that's... I mean, that's the one I was using, I think, but... I don't know, I think that's the one she had. And then I guess she got the armor upgrade, and... how about everyone just slow down? And then... Hail of Arrows... And then... Chain Lightning... And then... Where's Tempest? There it is. I'm getting my excitement from AoE effects out vicariously through Parching Others. Facebook, shut up! I really should close Facebook after I post the going live message. So the D&D game on Friday should be going forwards. If you enjoy tabletop role-playing games, it'll be from about 7, I think, British summertime, so UTC +1. That was almost bad. Look, quit it with the backstabs, okay?
Is everyone alright?
I mean, everyone's dead. They're all dead, Jim. Fancy poison ring. What? My inventory's pretty full, actually, isn't it? 67 is 90. Yee. Okay, 35 spirit, 39 electricity, but unfortunately, it obviously take more damage from nature, so. That person's just standing there, huh? Oh, they better have not have touched Sandal. Hey, guy. Elixir of heroism. You're just gonna shock makes people do weird things. Not the brothel. How else am I gonna get people to briefly touch me? I have Meryl for that? That's true. I do have Meryl for that. Hey guys, please stop advancing really slowly on Aveline. It's so good. It's just so good.
That's enough.
You know, the next... hang on. No, abilities. Where is Primal? Not Primal, Creation. You know what? I might grab that. I might grab that. Next level up. Because I'm not really using my mana that much, apart from in the huge boss fights. And I have potions as well, so no big deal. So I might just grab the Heroic Aura to increase attack and defense values. Although I don't know if that would really do anything for damage output. I think it just... no. Oh, you're... no, not Cerebus. Where's the Cerebus?
You want to fight? Try me.
Okay, right. Oh, he's over here. Right, you can stop being annoying now. Where's the one causing the aura? There they are. Just do a quick
You are not enough.
pull away from the stand. Stop stunning me, please.
Can't keep this up.
Speaking of mana, okay, your back internet decided to shit itself. That's less than good. I should really summon my dog. Hey Whiskers, got some Kunari for you to nom upon. They're Kunomi. Nice.
Can't keep this up.
Hey, slow down.
Can't keep this up.
Could you please stop throwing things at me?
Can't keep this up. Can't keep this.
I'll have my doggo out, sure.
Can't keep this up. Can't keep this up.
I'm gonna die before my mana regenerates. Maybe I should wear the stuff that increases mana regeneration. Hey, it's Orsino.
Many thanks, my friend.
Love his robes.
You don't seem as badly injured as the others.
The others? Surely they cannot all be.
They are all.
Gone. I told them to run.
First Enchanter Orsino, you survive.
Oh, Meredith.
Your relief overwhelms me, Knight Commander.
Why are you such a bee? Itch.
There is no time for talk. We must strike back before it's too late.
And who will lead us into this battle? You?
I will fight to defend this city as I have always done.
To control it, you mean? I won't have our lives tossed to the flames to feed your vanity.
We need to work together.
Hell yeah,
not
diplomatic
kill each other
talk.
while we figure out who leads.
Then, perhaps you should be leading us.
What? She isn't even of this city.
Neither am I. Yet I don't hear you complaining about us both fighting to defend our home.
Very well then. But whatever you plan, be quick about it.
Hell yeah.
Tell us then, what is our course of action?
Not get killed.
Let's find out what the Qunari are planning, but not risk our necks in the process.
An excellent choice. Let's move quickly.
I don't think now is the time for levity. I think Meredith might actually stab me. Also, Orsino's staff is really cool.
There seem to be a great many Qunari at the keep's entrance.
They do, don't they?
Then they've already taken it over. Clearly, they've been planning this for some time.
She's got
I don't see any
a
of
few
my
more than
guards.
3 Templars in this scene.
This is the only way in.
Oh no, she doesn't. She only
We
got
must
3, you're right.
assault them now before their numbers grow.
Are you mad? They have hostages. We need a distraction.
Decide quickly. We have no time.
A direct assault is too risky.
We'll need to get you inside and catch up as soon as we can.
And just how will we do this?
They both suck.
Have confidence, Knight Commander.
He is the first enchanter. He has a badass dragon stick. What could possibly go wrong?
You will not conquer this city without a fight! Cerebos! Spirit Cothus!
Oh, also he can cast Fireball. At like 9th level. Oh, I know he was the one providing the necromantic tomes. Don't worry about it. Oh, get wrecked, that guy in particular. I just really like Orsino's character. He's a crazy scientist, magician person, elf, other nouns and adjectives in some kind of vaguely comprehensible order. There's a stick in that person. It's a sharp one. STG, they better had not... I guess STM, swear to the maker. They better had not have hurt Bran. Actually, no, it's Bran. They can do whatever they want to do. Where's the Cerebos? Stun. I'm ready with the spell magic. I didn't need it. Hey, game, the one in front of me, please. Yeah, the enemy does draw breath. We have to breathe. We need the oxygen. Oh, hey. Before the AI triggers it.
Sooner rather than later.
Back here, summon the doggo. Take care of the one in front of me and then go for the one that Meryl has otherwise engaged. Hey, Meryl. Doggo will clutch this fight? Hell yeah it will. It's an extra source of damage and damage absorption that the game's not balanced for. I guess when they made the game, because it's DLC.
You!
Me.
You are not enough!
I have to be. I'm all I have. You know, in my brain anyway. Stop dragging me, Aveline. Star of Kirkwall. Hello, fancy ring. Seal of Kirkwall, even. Balance in a Bioware game? What's that? You know what? I couldn't honestly tell you. You know what? I'm good. I'm good, actually. Takes going 3 or 4 times before knowing you can actually summon the Mabari. Yep. It'll get you like that. But it never tells you that you can, so it's perfectly understandable. I probably wouldn't have noticed myself were it not for the fact that I'm obviously using sustained spells. Yeah, the Mabari comes with the Black Emporium DLC. Oh, you had it. But you just didn't know. I wish you had a bit more control over it than just summoning it, but there we go.
Here is your Viscount.
Well, that's shocking.
You dare? You are starting a war.
He doesn't matter. He doesn't even mind, care. Also, now you're dead.
Look at you. Like fat doth Russie, you feed and complain only when your meal is interrupted. You do not look up. You do not see that the grass is bare. All you leave in your wake is misery. You are blind. I will make you see.
By killing us all.
But we have guests. Sinead Dawn, Hawk. I expected you. But for all your might, you are no different from these bars. You do not see.
We can still work this out.
Perhaps. Prove yourself, Basra, or kneel with your brethren.
Cool. Oh, right. Well, if you're already all clustered here, slow down.
Unworthy. Here! Come on!
I think it's over.
Right, I think I proved myself.
Porchera. You are Basilit An.
Hell yeah, I'm worthy of respect.
Few in this city command such respect. So tell me, Hawk, you know I am denied Parvalen until the Tome of Kozlun is found. How would you see this conflict resolved without it?
My delivery person has arrived.
I can answer that.
UPS, Universal Pirate Service.
I'm sure you'll find it mostly undamaged.
The Tome of Kozlun.
It took me a while to get back, what with all the fighting everywhere.
You could
You know
not
how
kill
it
people.
is.
I thought you'd be long gone by now.
This is your damned influence, Hawk. I was halfway to Ostwick before I knew I had to turn round. It's pathetic.
And I'm glad you did.
The relic is reclaimed. I am now free to return to Parvalen with the thief.
What? Oh, no, no, no. If anyone kicks her ass, it's me.
Hell yeah, Aveline.
She stole the Tome of Kozlun.
Big enough to make that book not look
She must
ridiculously
return
large.
with us.
That's true. That is very true.
Sounds like you have something very specific in mind.
She will submit to the Qun and the
you
Ben
went this way for them to
Hasrath.
take Isabella.
More than that, I will not say.
Probably not, but I will double check the wiki. She will submit, yes, to the secret police. What could possibly go wrong? I believe so, actually. If you give him Isabella, obviously you lose Isabella forever. The Arashok and the rest of the Kunari will leave Kirkwall peacefully. But yeah, Aveline's voice line was real good. You can't have her.
You have your relic. She stays with us.
I'm so glad you came back, Isabella. Don't worry. Everything will be fine now.
Then you leave me no choice. I challenge you, Hawk. You and I will battle to the death, with her as the prize.
Hell yes.
No. If you're going to duel anyone, duel me.
You are not Basilidan. You are unworthy.
Get wrecked, Isabella.
Don't you have what you came
Dude, please, no. If you see the size of you...
we do not suffer thieves. She cannot walk away from this insult. I will take her. If you object, duty demands that we fight.
I will fight you.
I accept your challenge.
Marathas! So shall it be!
Says the trailer, if everyone recalls the trailers.
Go down! How about you?
Okay, my dog's helping. I love it.
Now you fall!
Oh, hang on. Does Fist of the... I appreciate that I could just use the radio wheel for this. Does this stun anyone? 20% versus normal enemies. No, it does not. Trailer did make this fight look so much more epic. Obviously, the trailer also points out that Canon Hawk is a blood mage. And male. Dude, you just ran into your own person. How do you feel about that? Also, there are people in the wall. Ow. Doesn't appear to care. You know what? He does not appear to care, does he? Yeah, I didn't think that would work on him, but I had to check. Poke, poke. Run away, run away, run away. Bravely, bravely run away. Haha. I can attack faster than you can, bitch. Oh, it's too good. How about You slow down again. Now I can attack way faster than you can.
Go down!
I have tar bombs as well that I could be using right now, I realise. He's just standing there and letting me hit him. Look, chat, no hands. I think he's raging. Yes, he is definitely raging. This is a boss fight. Optional boss fight, but boss fight nonetheless. He's just showing off his awesomeness taking it. Well, I guess I'll, much better. Look more, no hands? Yeah, definitely. Well, I literally have nothing to say. You done when you get back? Yep, that's fine. Enjoy your coffee. You know, I might put this in the Dumb Things playlist, a collection, just as like, hey, this happened. Obviously it's not funny, but it's interesting. Okay. Oh, go make a coffee. True. Yeah, I can't read it very well when I'm leaning that far back, sorry.
One day, we shall return.
You were just too beautiful to live, I'm sorry. But, like, why are all the topless, well-built men leaving? I need them. They're good to look at.
Is it over?
Yes, it is, actually.
It's over.
The city has been saved!
Oh, also, the Viscount's head is on the floor. Just leave him there. They would make really good builders.
It appears Kirkwall has a new champion.
Is that me? No, that's the Mabari. The Mabari. Whiskers really put in the work there. I phoned it in, I'll be honest. Oh, hey. You weren't there. I think I'd remember.
You seem confused, Seeker.
The champion killed the Arashok in single combat?
He let me kill him.
It just sounds so romantic.
He's bae.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you developed a case of hero worship.
Why? Because I have respect for a woman who built herself from nothing?
Mm-hmm.
If you're telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
If you are, then what happened at the gallows may be far different than we assumed. I need to hear it.
Oh, right, yeah, that incident.
Let's say I tell you.
That whole thing.
Then what? Are you hunting for an infamous apostate? Is that what this is all about? Or is it revenge?
No, it's not that.
Then what about me?
But we haven't decided what it
If
is
what
just
I
yet.
tell you isn't what
Give
you
us a couple
want to
more
hear,
years.
Will you still let me go?
I will let you go.
Well, now we're talking.
None of this is what I thought it would be. Tell me what really happened.
Champion of Kirkwall. That was the reward. A fine title. Every noble at the keep owed the champion their lives. She wasn't just a hero. She was now the most important person in the city. Except for Knight Commander Meredith, of course.
Act 3.
With the Viscount dead, she stepped in to keep order. Things quickly got out of hand. The more she squeezed the mages, the more they resisted. The more they resisted, the tighter she squeezed.
Which up to a point is kind of hot, and then it gets
After
really
3
painful.
years of that, it all came crashing down.
Every every noble except that one guy. And the art style is really good.
I know you fear us. Knight Commander Meredith uses that fear to take control of your city. She opposes every effort to replace Viscount Dumar. And you have seen the chaos of her reign. Will you allow it?
Return to your homes. This farce is over.
Wait! Perhaps there are some who might disagree with you, Knight Commander.
Hey, it's me.
Do not hide behind the champion. She has no role in this.
It would be better if you both calm down before this gets violent.
I should remain calm while a mage provokes an uprising. I think not.
I think the champion's views would be appreciated. Or do you fear what she has to say?
I fear nothing. My only interest here is in keeping order and protecting the innocent.
Neither of you is right. Time for champion armor? I believe so after this cutscene.
Rogue mages are constantly
It does look pretty
threatening
cool.
the city.
Exactly. Would you have us do nothing in response?
I would have you not paint us all with the same brush. Not all mages are waiting for the opportunity to wreak havoc.
You know as well as I that temptation preys on every mage.
Orsino's
no
really
matter
tall
how
for an elf.
noble
I've
their
only just
intentions.
realised.
You hear this, yes? She would lock you up too if she were able.
Hey, I am an
The
apostate, to be fair.
champion saved this city, unlike some who threaten it with their misguided outrage.
You push us into desperate acts, and then use that as justification to press even further.
Give me a second. No, the problem is, Anders, what have you done now? True that.
This argument isn't helping matters.
Also,
No, it's
her
not.
sword.
Stand aside if you will not see what is right here.
What are you trying to do here? Cause a rebellion?
The people of this city
She did
need
get a
to
kick-ass
know
sword.
what is really happening.
Nothing weird
then
about
what?
that sword at all.
They tear down the gallows with pitchforks and torches? That would be better?
It cannot be worse. Your refusal to listen to reason leaves me no choice.
What I refuse to listen to are excuses. Perhaps you are ill-fit to your position if you cannot understand this.
Whatever the cause, it does not justify your actions.
You mean the one that controls your mind?
Then lock me
Shush!
up if what I've done is so wrong.
Spoilers.
She's going to do it anyway.
Your measures have become
great sword.
more extreme over
Looks
the
really cool.
last 3 years.
And you could do better? How well did you guard your own mother? Did she not die at a blood mage's hands?
Yeah, but also I'm totally sleeping with the blood mage, so.
You're right. We are hardly the ones to bear that.
Can you spoil the game at this point? No, no, you
Precisely.
cannot.
As
It is
long as
9
that's
years
true,
old.
Kirkwall needs its Templars more than it needs a new ruler.
And when will that end? When will you stop seeing evil
It
in
is not
every
as cool as
corner?
Stan's butterfly sword. You are
When
correct.
it's no longer there.
The first enchanter accused you of trying to take control of the city.
The city. I am trying to keep order until there is a ruler capable of succeeding where Dumar failed.
And if not, will the Templars rule
I mean, he did
Kirkwall
lose his head, to be
forever?
fair.
We will not stand idle while the city burns
joke,
around
sorry.
us.
The Templar Order exists to guard the Chantry and Circle. I suggest you let the nobility rule the city.
I do not need you or anyone to tell me what my duty is, mage.
I will rule. That's not the way forward. I've already killed the High Dragon. I've killed a High Dragon in Act 1. Yeah, I mean, clearly I'm going to side with Orsino here. Let the city decide? Sure.
If Kirkwall wants Meredith to step down, they'll tell
Hold
her
a free
to.
election.
Are you mad? They fear her. Everyone fears her.
Ultimately, however, he is right.
No matter what, Knight Commander, he has a point.
Face the truth, Knight Commander. You are done.
That is for me to decide. No one else.
Hey, Althena.
My. Such a terrible commotion.
This mage incites rebellion, Your Grace. I am dealing with the matter.
Ah, Orsino. So frustrated. Do you think this is truly wise?
No, Your Grace.
No, Mom. I'm sorry,
Of course
Mom.
not. Young men, would you show the first enchanter back to the circle? Gently, if you please.
Your
Grace.
He should be clapped in irons. Made an example of.
That's enough, Meredith. This demeans us all. Surely you can see that. Go back to the gallows and calm down, like a good girl.
He's just got owned, Meredith. Meredith stan owned. Neither of Mascara's the hero for Elden.
You have my thanks
Neither
for
of them had
stepping
to
in, champion.
deal with
If you had
the
not.
Fifth Light.
Short of putting those two in cells, I doubt anything will keep them from each other.
Sadly true. Gentle people of Kirkwall, return to your homes, I implore you. This will not be solved today.
I spelled it wrong. I can't spell words. It's fine. No worries. I got what you meant.
And now I must attend to the gallows. They will see reason if the Maker wills it. Thank you again, champion.
You're welcome, Althena. You are the only voice of sanity here. Oh, right. Yeah, I've got to go and collect everything before I can wear the robes, I think. Anyway, let's go with that, and then that. Heroic Aura! I don't need mana. The heck is mana and why would I need it? Let's go to 20 and then keep going with Dex. Hang on. Has it got any other skills? What's this? Yes, that seems like it would have been useful to have from the get-go. Just keep filling her up with strength. Please, the upgrade. Ha. Cool. Let's go with that. And Meryl. Magic for you, and we'll max out your primal. And we'll check my inventory. What happened in the gallows? Oh, it hasn't happened yet. I have a lot of things. 5 damage, please. Okay, so these basic ass things are just junk. I don't need that anymore. All that. Building towards the champion's robes. I'll wear the gloves for now. Why not? Oh, so many. So many. Tom Sola is. You know what? I'm just gonna do all of that.
Good. Carry on.
Thanks for your permission, Eveline. Let's wait for all of this to clear out, and I'll go and read the Codex entries. And then we'll do the same thing I did. Was it last Tuesday? It was Saturday. Last Tuesday and the Saturday before, just run around and collect all the side quests and things. Explore the areas in the day and at night time. Just gonna wait for this to cycle through, of course. And then start the DLC. I'll do Mark of the Assassin first. Maybe then do a couple of... Well, I'll do the side quests to check on people. And then do Mark of the Assassin. I'll do one normal quest. And then... Errol, Varric, Anders, Aveline, Fenris, Isabella, Merrill again, and Sebastian. Obviously do the random things. A lot of new quests. Heck yeah. Champion, you simply must help me. My daughter Orlana was abducted by foul bandits. One of my servants has discovered she was taken somewhere on the Wounded Coast. Bid you make haste, for I fear these low-born scum will take her maidenhood. That would make the arrangement of a suitable marriage for her very difficult. Please return Orlana to me intact. Reginald Thaddeus Sphincter. I may or may not have read that as Sphincter the first time around. Oh, right. Codex entries. Start at the top. Actually, you know what? No, let's start here. I think that. First Enchanter Orsino, you deny us our freedom so that you may sleep better at night, but I say it is a restless and undeserved slumber. First Enchanter Orsino is an elf from the Free Marches city of Ansburg who was brought to the gallows when he was very young. Some claim he became the youngest First Enchanter to hold the position in Kirkwall, not by his own merit, but because nobody else wanted it. I also realised I need to take a timestamp for that weird bug. So that was like 145-ish. Duel. He would call that cynicism. Someone must advocate for the mages after all. Even if the job is thankless, the alternative would be for Kirkwall's mages to have no advocate whatsoever. For the past 5 years, Orsino has had constant, sometimes very public, disputes with Knight Commander Meredith. The common belief among the populace is that he is a troublemaker, possibly a dangerous one. Also encourages necromancy, but we won't get into that. Man, I love it when there's no new lore entries, because I have to go through that entire list, including the slight kind of pause as it opens, because there are so many entries. Mantle of the Champion. Champion, an honour unique to the Free Marchers. Other terms of reverence suffer the stains of their holders, the lingering baggage of office and entitlement. But Champion is not an appointment that can be sought, it cannot be owned or willed, and the process by which it is bestowed is not argued through policy or guile. It is earned with blood and sweat and leadership in times of great turmoil. Always worthy, as their deeds are of true importance, a champion is greeted not by debate but by nods of reverence. The title was most recently granted in Tantervale, 882 Blessed. So that's what, 50 years ago? On the resolution of the bloody expansion of Navarra. Their king, emboldened by the taking of Perrendale and the quick yielding of Hasmel, thought the remainder of the Free Marchers an easy claim. He who became champion, Caedar Vale of Ravane, did what Orlais had not. He stopped a nation in its tracks. There was blood and barter, but Tantervale is still free against all odds. There is the contradiction of the honour. Champion is not itself a sign of approval. He or she can be respected or feared, their coming dreaded as much as desired. All that is common is that they have an effect and lives are changed. Kirkwall now adds to the history of the title, a first for the city, on this 934 dragon. The Kunari are repelled by means respected or reviled, and it remains to be seen what follows for this rider Hawke, the champion of Kirkwall. From The Champion, History, Ancient and Current, excerpted by Philium. A bard! That went from, oh no, please rescue my daughter, I don't want anything bad to happen to her. Oh no, please rescue her so I can marry her off and get richer. You know what, Blood Rain? It really did, didn't it? Satareth. Kunari are people of metaphors, and for them words have many meanings. Satareth, the name given by the Arishok to this axe, means that which upholds. It is the word for foundation, defender, and enforcer all at once. Cool, so it's the Arishok's axe that I currently own. Neat. How's my inventory space? Doing okay. So I'll just pop down into this one. Go for a run around the Viscount's Keep. Wow, I kind of expected that to move. It was solid. Don't know why I thought it would move.
The home of leadership in Kirkwall, such as it is.
And now it is empty, because there is no leadership. Because...
Why are you still here, Varric?
Starkhaven's too pretentious for me, and Cumberland's too boring.
You always say you hate commitment, but here you are, 6 years later, still at Hawke's side.
Dabbling. I thought you'd have noticed by now. I lie a lot.
I want to save again. Gotcha. 826. I did not get to Act 3 before hitting save 800. I let you down, chat. I'm sorry. Please don't leave me. Okay.
I have 14 different reports to rewrite by the end of the day. Please, I need some quiet.
Well, why don't you get on that instead of reading?
Try coming back tomorrow?
The first enchanter is playing a dangerous game. You would do well not to help him.
Oh, probably. But I'm playing a fun game, and that's all that matters.
You're too quiet, Varric.
I'm thinking of switching to romances. Nothing? Not even a foreboding frown?
I am content. Write what you will.
Well, that certainly takes the fun out of it. Contentment in the barracks? We'll pay to hear that shit.
Then I should have thought of it years ago.
Zing. Hey, Bran. How are you doing now that you're unemployed?
Well, look who it is. You. The you. If you don't mind, I could do with a significant reduction in the amount of attention this office receives. A visit from the champion is something of the opposite.
Yeah, also, you are right. Why is he writing them there in the keep instead of in his at home or his office?
Everyone else seems to want me on their side.
I am not everyone else. I am the Seneschal. A position that does not traditionally endure sans Viscount. Now I'm trapped under Templar scrutiny, waiting for them to note how easily I might be replaced.
And it isn't going well?
It is not going well.
Poor you.
Since when are city leaders appointed
I'm
by the
going
Knight
to eat
Commander?
my snack, by the way, so say goodbye to this
would not
face for a
openly
moment.
declare a preference. The rule of Kirkwall is deliberately separate from the Chantry's will. But the Order embodies security in Kirkwall, and they want the new Viscount to be more accepting of oversight. Anyone who wants to rule Kirkwall needs support from the Templars. That is the new truth of this city.
What happens if they don't like the choice?
Do you know how Viscount Dumas' predecessor, Perrin Threnhold, left office? He was a tyrant, certainly, but his rule was not ended until he actively sought to expel the Templars. The good of all is inexorably tied to what is good for the Templars.
I can apply influence in many ways, you know.
Do the words political maelstrom mean anything to you? The Templars are particularly sensitive about destabilizing elements, especially after what happened to Dumas.
The Arashok killed the Viscount, but he's no longer a problem.
There are older hatreds that the Templars feel deserve more central focus. Sometimes I wonder if we're at war with ourselves.
There is no one to carry the last Viscount's line.
You presided over Seamus's death. That was the sad end of the Dumas. When a line is judged unfit or ends, we appoint from Kirkwall's elite. Or we would, if the situation was normal. But it is not.
Who nominates a new Viscount?
A consensus of the nobility, normally, and a willing nominee.
God damn it, it's happened again. Why? Anyway, I'm just checking a couple of things. Yeah, Act 3 is the shortest act. Cool. Right, well, I guess I'll restore the webcam. Change the scene and reset the game. Oops, no. Press the wrong button entirely. What's going on? I think I mean, you can't see it anyway, but the Xbox was like, the fuck do you want? What do you want of me, streamer? Do you want me to stop? Do you want me to keep going? Stop hitting all the buttons, you idiot. Well, the face is back. I can't, you know, I can't say it's a pretty face, but it's here, see? Load, game, load. Load faster, what? Ah, yes, the Xbox 360 logo. It's been a whole 2 hours since I saw it. Well, like an hour and a half, actually, but... Still loading. I've got to the title screen. And we're back. .360 logo, I haven't seen one of those in a long time. I know, right? It's really confusing because obviously, like I said, because I'm playing this through the one, you have to press start and back at the same time to bring up the 360 dashboard. I keep wanting to go to press the guide button to, you know, load it. Right.
Aveline, you'll look after Hawk, won't you?
Of course I will. What kind of a question is that?
And sometimes Isabella gets into awful trouble. You'll watch out for her too.
Meryl, what brought this on?
Anything could happen. You'll protect them, though. It's what you do.
There's nothing to worry about, Meryl.
I'm sure everything is fine. Everyone's peachy. We're all good.
A visit from the champion.
Investigate.
It is anyone who wants to the good of all. The Templar. Sometimes I wonder if we're, or we would, if the situation.
Who nominates a new Viscount?
Because she's just that way,
consensus of
she's
the nobility,
just wholesome and
normally,
innocent.
and a willing nominee. Both are lacking, and I can't fault it. These are difficult times.
Could I nominate someone, or do it myself?
Anyone who thinks to take this office needs more than popular support. They need particular support. You are many things, champion, but not this. Not yet, anyway.
Okay.
I'll leave you to it, but I'm easy to find if you need me.
Good. Thank you. My door is always closed.
Oh, well, that's not very nice. Actually...
That's all I need.
Raka!
Champion.
Pounces. Besides the whole blood magic thing. She's still pretty wholesome with the blood magic thing, let's face it. Oh no, his...
Good luck getting in. I've been waiting all day.
Well, he just told me his
Good
door
luck
was...
getting in. I've been waiting all day.
Well, he just told me his door was closed, so... Always closed, so I don't think you'll ever get in. I think you're just going to have to stand there and be snotty for the rest of your life. Oh, hang
Good luck getting in. I've been waiting all day.
on. Who are you going to see? The Viscount's dead.
Hope the day is treating you well, Sirrah.
It is now.
I wonder if I should try coming back tomorrow?
Probably not going to be any different
How
tomorrow.
much longer do I have to wait?
Rest of the game. About 20 hours.
Hello again, champion.
Hello.
Back to the barracks. I never tire of it.
Yeah, I probably should just talk to Aveline while I'm here, right? Hey, Varric. Hey, just break the law in front of Aveline, it's fine. How are you, Rocker? Also, no more city guard. Aveline's still the guard captain. Well, there's still a city guard. Well, these are. It's just the Templars have muscled in on their duties. There we go.
We're good to go.
Great. Doing an art, having fun. Hell yeah, I hope the art's going well. Right, save the game. Flirt with Aveline some more. You're not Aveline.
Guardsman, duties for the week will be...
Lowtown canvas. 5 on, 3 off.
Hey, Donick.
City perimeter by 2s. Clear by 2nd watch.
Training recruits full metal by week's end.
Anything else, Captain?
No. Thank you.
She's whipped them into shape.
Donick is a good man. I'm sorry, was there something you wanted?
Well, I came in here and there was a giant floating golden arrow above your head, which led me to believe there was something you wanted, Aveline.
You never said how your 3 weeks in Orlais went.
You're right. I didn't.
So how was it?
Oh! Anything else?
She's so pure.
Pure men could give the Templars a run for their sovereigns.
They've had to. As long as there's no Viscount, the Order thinks they can bark at any man in uniform.
And woman.
I won't
and
have
non-binary
it.
person.
The people of Kirkwall need to see themselves in their guard. Lose that connection, we're just targets.
Kirkwall seems to have rallied around you.
I try to keep order, and people appreciate that. Everything else is going insane. A few complaints here and there, but for the most part, I think everyone's just glad the guard has been stable for a few years.
Just checking in. Need anything?
Yes, there's something. Come back soon. I'll get into it then.
God damn it. Why? Why, game? Why? Throttles the game. So this is annoying. Do 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 do. Why am I doing the banana song? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like this menu screen. I just wish I weren't seeing it quite so much. Almost hit stop recording. That would have been bad. God, the scene I set up for the Resident Evil remakes is just taunting me. It's like, hey, remember how fun these games were? Yeah, you should play them again. Okay, anyway, Aveline again.
Guardsman?
City
Training recruit.
Anything else?
No.
Maybe I'm just skipping through the lines too quickly.
I'm sorry, was there something you wanted? Anything else? Lose that connection. A few complaints here and there.
Just
Yes, there's something. Come back. Just... Yes, there's
Okay.
something. Of course.
Champions and captains. So I assume it'll be Aveline the last 3 years. Thanks to the champions' actions, Aveline and Donick Hendir were married a year ago in a simple ceremony on the Hawk estate. They honeymooned in Orlais, the only time that Aveline has visited the country of her namesake. The pair has since settled into a happy marriage. Although she remains his captain, and he, her guardsman, Aveline now strictly divides her personal and private life. She is no less driven to keep her guardsmen safe, but Donick provides another perspective, and she is now giving her guard the authority they need to truly serve Kirkwall. As a force for law and order, the Guard has never been more respected. This brings its own challenges, however, as some among the Templars would prefer that the Guard be under their direct command. So that was that. So we're going to go back outside, run around Hightown in the daytime. Picking everything up. Run around Hightown in the nighttime, picking everything up, killing things probably. Obviously, buying things from merchants.
Strange. I always thought I'd wind up arresting you someday.
If I ever decide to get caught, Aveline, you'll be the guard I let catch me.
Let catch you?
Decide to get caught didn't trip you up, though. Good to know.
He's got you there, Aveline. He's really got you there. Okay, most efficient route, probably the left-hand side first. And everything comes back into this courtyard anyway, so I'll leave that exclamation mark there be. Just went to that door and turned around. I respect that. That's some huge social anxiety mood right there. Oh, hey, it's Delilah.
Mistress Hawk, I must speak
How's
with you.
Nathaniel doing?
You're the only one that can help. The Wardens mounted an expedition to retrace your route through the deep roads to discover whatever it is you found years ago. It's a fool's errand.
Ah, so not well
My
then.
poor brother is with them.
He's not doing well.
Nathaniel Howe. Nathaniel is a good man worth saving.
Are you related to Al Rendon Howe, the butcher of Denerim?
Awkward.
Much to my shame, I am. But do not blame the children for the sins of the father.
Why were Wardens interested in our expedition?
Maker help me, I have no idea. My brother never tells me these things.
Wardens range into the deep roads all the time.
But he's been gone far too long. Something terrible has happened. I'd tell the Wardens, but by the time I reach Vigil's Keep... My poor brother...
I mean, it's just across the Amaranthian Ocean, but tell me more.
Do you know any other details?
I know almost nothing. Nathaniel never speaks about the Wardens. It was only happenstance that I heard your name mentioned.
Neat.
Please, go back to the deep roads. Find my brother. You must.
Okay, Yoda. I mean, I'm going to do it anyway, but...
Good. Carry on.
Is there anything over here first? Nope. I will, I will go into the Chantry on my way back around, talk with Sebastian. Fuck the deep roads, that place is hot. Yes, it is. I think I've got to talk to Fenris Quest, so I may as well do it while I'm here. 40 hours in. There we go. So 20 hours per act, roughly. And the DLC is going to add to that, obviously. Hey Fenris, I brought friends, I hope you don't mind.
Are you certain it's her?
An elf matching your description on the ship you named. And alone, as far as I could tell.
I need to know if it's a trap.
I did as you asked, Fenris. Now it's up to you. You talk to him, Hawk. I've had my fill for today.
Takes like 3 steps away, turns around and waits patiently.
Then heed us. First of us.
Ooh, language.
Maybe it's just me, but I'd swear you're upset.
It's my sister. I didn't tell you, but I followed up on Hadriana's information. Everything she said was true. I had to keep it quiet, but I eventually contacted Verania and sent her coin enough to come meet me. And now she's here.
Oh.
She was in Corinus after all.
My sister left Magister Araman's service, and I found her in Minrathus. That made things more difficult. But according to the men I paid, it's just as Hadriana said. She's not a slave. She's a tailor, in fact. Getting a letter to her was difficult, and she didn't believe me at first. But she's finally come.
It is, really. Like, being friends with the captain of the guard, I guess, has its perks.
You're worried Daenerys knows?
The more it seems he doesn't know, the more certain I become he does. Come with me, Hawk. If this is a trap, I need someone who can fight to back me up.
So Nintendo have announced Hyrule Warriors. Something Cataclysm, where you play through what happened in Hyrule before the events of Breath of the Wild. So that's cool. If it's anything like the first Hyrule Warriors, pretty hype about that.
I thought you said there was no point in meeting her.
I can't simply leave it like this. I have to know. If we go to the Hanged Man during the day, she'll be there, for the next week at least. I know you owe me no favors, but if we happen to go there anyway...
Heck yes.
We should move on.
Okay, but this is your house. So I will leave. Did I finish The Witcher? No. I got 60 hours in and it's just been playing other things instead. I intend to go back to it. I just haven't had the time or inclination yet. And it's made even more annoying by the fact that if I want the free upgrade to next-gen consoles, I have to get the Game of the Year edition, which doesn't... The game's like 100 plus hours long. It's stupidly long. And because I wasn't playing the Game of the Year edition, if I did get that, I'd have to restart the game, and as I mentioned, I'm a fair way into it. I love it when companions just speed to catch up with you. I think it's down as about 180 hours on how long to beat. Yeah, but it's not good content, and here's the thing. A lot of it was just boring. I kind of...
Here? And Arana Tishan's sister.
I get the feeling that CG Projekt Red confused quality for quantity for quality.
Good. There's a story behind everything, Daisy.
So tell me.
Like Bioware did in Inquisition.
Why not?
There was a girl, and I made a promise. Bianca is the only story I can never tell.
You can't say that. Now I want to know even more.
That was the idea, Daisy.
Shots fired? Yeah, it's why I'm very skeptical about Cyberpunk 2077. Don't get me wrong, there were bits that I enjoyed, and the main story quests were good and nuanced. Haven't done with Cyberpunk. Yes, well, I'm as I say, I'm skeptical. Things were well written. A lot of it just kind of didn't engage me.
Twine? When did I loan you a ball of twine?
You gave it to me when I first moved here, when I kept getting lost in Lowtown. It drove the merchants in the market completely batty, but it did help me find my way.
Keep it, Daisy.
I don't think I'll be getting lost again anytime soon.
Well, you never know. Might need to tie a package up, hang a lantern, dress a roast chicken. It's multi-purpose.
It's fine. Doesn't it come out in a few days? I don't think so. 19th of November is the listed release date on Wikipedia for Cyberpunk 2077. Roast chicken, that's pretty good.
You've done a great service to the city by defeating the
She isn't
Canary.
married yet either. Maybe there's still hope for Jatia.
Oh god, are you the Momzilla? No! Run away! Run away!
May the Maker's gaze be upon you.
Thought it was 19th of September, not November. It might have been originally. I know it got delayed.
You look concerned, champion. Is there a problem?
I'm just seeking your benediction, Your Grace.
May Andraste guide your hand to protect Kirkwall in its darkest hour.
The first enchanter overstepped his bounds.
Bitch, I will break you.
Do you never intend to give a public answer, Your Grace?
What have I been
Got delayed more than last.
About the mages.
I mean, yes,
You
it's
could
true.
calm this fire if you stepped forward.
The Chantry's teachings are clear. Those who turn against them would not listen more to me than to Andraste.
Then you do favor the Templars, Your Grace?
I favor peace, which is not the goal of either side, I'm afraid.
You're right, Elthina.
That is more apparent every day. I did not expect things to deteriorate so fast. I thought after the Canary, no one would wish for more violence. It has drawn more attention than I would like. Sebastian, if I can ask...
Anything, Your Grace.
And the champion, too, if you will?
I am your humble servant.
You honor me. The Divine is concerned about the situation here. She does not want to see the Free Marches become another Imperium.
That's,
she has sent
you know,
an agent
fair.
to assess the danger. Meet with her,
Nightingale!
please. Tell her drastic measures won't be required.
I don't want to see the Divine's armies march against Kirkwall.
Could we keep the Exalted marching to a minimum? I keep all my stuff in Kirkwall.
You know what, Varric, so do I.
Surely the Divine wouldn't treat the whole city as enemies.
She is concerned. It is never wise to draw the concern of the powerful.
She is the voice of Andraste. She cannot turn the might of the Chantry against the innocent due to proximity.
Were no innocents harmed in the Exalted marches? She will do her best, Sebastian. But she must act first to protect the faith.
You want to see the Divine's armies march on Kirkwall? Well, maybe in 4. You having a problem with the delays? Yeah, it does allow the studios to test things and balance stuff and what have you, but it also means that they're in a longer period of crunch, because, let's face it, crunch isn't going away anytime soon, as much as we'd all like it to.
What can you tell me about this servant of the Divine?
I was not told her real name. Only to call her Sister Nightingale. She is said to be the Divine's left hand, sent to do work that might blacken the Divine's name.
Oh, who could it be?
What argument would convince her?
The Divine has heard my protests already. I must trust your own powers of persuasion now.
Okay, I'll do
This
it.
cannot wait.
Thank you. We cannot allow this ridiculous mage rebellion to turn into holy war.
The agent, Sister Nightingale, will be waiting in the Viscount's throne room tonight. She wishes to remain unseen.
Perfectly
The
fair.
room has been sealed since the Canary incident. It may be difficult to get in without attracting attention.
I shudder to think of the Divine sending Templars against the Free Marches like an enemy state.
I mean, an Exalted March on Kirkwall would be, I guess, an interesting story. Especially considering what happens, you know, later in the act. Fenris the last 3 years. 3 years ago, after confronting Hadriana, Fenris learned of his long-lost sister. He has spoken little of it, though it clearly still preys on his mind. He has not left Kirkwall to pursue the matter, remaining in Daenerys' mansion, even though it is common knowledge in Hightown that a friend of the champion lives within. Fenris finds his high profile in the city both intriguing and alarming. Over the last year, he has spoken more than once of leaving Kirkwall for good. If not for the debt he owes to Ryder, he would likely already have moved on. Yes, I am talking about the Anders thing. Although, to be fair, Sebastian tries to invade an Inquisition. It's not really a spoiler, it's a small war table thing. After his confrontation with the Desire Demon Allure, Sebastian had a crisis of faith over breaking his priestly vows to pursue worldly power in Starkhaven. He questioned his own motives, worrying that he wanted to retake Starkhaven for his own personal power, not because it was the right thing to do. Trusting Starkhaven's fate to the Maker, he returned to the Chantry, but was turned away by Grand Cleric Elthena, who believed he had not yet committed fully to either course. Though he has not renewed his vows or returned to his duties as a brother, Sebastian proved a faithful servant to the Grand Cleric over the past 3 years. That should be has proved to be a. As Kirkwall grows ever more turbulent, the Grand Cleric relies on Sebastian to be her eyes and ears in the often dangerous secular world. Whether he will again devote himself to the Chantry or return to Starkhaven is still anyone's guess, though Sebastian was heard saying that he will not leave Kirkwall as long as both the Champion and the Grand Cleric need him. Don't read the war table things and actually know he tries to invade. Oh, yeah. Depending on the choices you make in this game, Sebastian tries to invade Kirkwall, and you can choose to support him or you can choose to support Aveline, like the Resistance. And depending on which side you pick, you get different rewards. It's pretty cool. I read all of them. I did all of them, and I had so much extra renown, I think it is, at the end of Inquisition that it was ridiculous. Aveline all the way? Yup, that's what I chose. Nothing in here. Gosh darn it, I got excited. Oh, hey. History of the Chantry, Chapter 4. The crowds present at the death of Andraste were right to feel despair. It is believed that the Prophet's execution angered the Maker, and he turned his back on humanity once more, leaving the people of Thedas to suffer in the dark. In these dark times, mankind scrambled for a light, any light. Some found comfort in demonic cults that promised power and riches in return for worship. Others prayed to the old gods for forgiveness, begging the great dragons to return to the world. Still others fell so low as to worship the Darkspawn, forming vile cults dedicated to the exaltation of evil in its purest form. It is said that the world wept as its people begged for a saviour who would not come. Andraste's followers, however, did not abandon her teachings when she died. The cult of Andraste rescued her sacred ashes from the courtyard of Minrathos after her execution, stealing them away to a secret temple. The location of that temple has long been lost. No, it hasn't. It has been discovered. But the ashes of Andraste served as a symbol of the enduring nature of the faith in the Maker, that humanity could earn the Maker's forgiveness despite its grievous insult to him. With time, the cult of Andraste spread and grew, and the Chant of Light took form. Sing this chant in the four corners of Thedas, it was said, and the world would gain the Maker's attention at last. As the Chant of Light spread, the cult of Andraste became known as the Andrastian Chantry. Those who converted to the Chantry's beliefs found it their mission to spread Andraste's word. There were many converts, including powerful people in the Imperium and in the city-states of what is now Orlais. Such was the power of the Maker's word that the young King Drakon undertook a series of exalted marches meant to unite the city-states and create an empire solely dedicated to the Maker's will. The Orlesian Empire became the seat of the Chantry's power, the Grand Cathedral in Valboil, the source of the movement that birthed the organised Chantry as we know it today. Drakon, by then Emperor Drakon I, created the Circle of Magi, the Order of Templars, and the Holy Office of the Divine. Many within the Chantry revere him nearly as equal with Andraste herself. The modern Chantry is a thing of faith and beauty, but it is also a house of necessity, protecting Thedas from powerful forces that would do it harm. Where the Grey Wardens protect the world from the Blights, the Chantry protects mankind from itself. Most of all, the Chantry works to earn the Maker's forgiveness, so that one day he will return and transform the world into the paradise it was always meant to be. From Tales of the Destruction of Thedas by Brother Jenna TV Chantry Scholar. So that was the Chantry. back out to Hightown. Continue to run around and buy everything that I need to buy.
Aveline, do you think we'll win?
Win what?
In the end. It feels like something is ending, doesn't it? Do you think we'll win?
Nothing is ending, Meryl. Things are a little tense, but it will pass.
I hope we win. Barrick will make it a good story, I'm sure.
I just want to hug her. I want to hold her tight and hug her. Keep her safe. So 5 to 6 weeks you should have the month for the computer? Hell yes. Congrats.
Well met, champion.
It's going to feel so good when you boost up the first time. Right, let's talk to the Kunari anyway.
Many Kunari fell in Kirkwall when we departed. I am sent to gather their swords. If you find a Kunari sword, return it to me.
What do I get if I bring one to you?
It is reward enough to complete a worthy task. But if you crave gold, that can be arranged.
Don't you want their bodies too?
Their husks serve no purpose. The weapons shall satisfy a demand of the Qun.
Gotcha. I'll look for them.
I'll keep an eye out.
You will find me here.
Sounded a bit like Elcor there. You will find me here. Sorry. Grateful. You will find me here. Sure, let's talk to Meryl. Yeah, I'll bet you sure thing.
That dog. Well, maybe chew marks add character to the piece.
That ruckus has been going on for some time. Can you calm him down?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey look, a partially burned page from Anders' manifesto.
Actually, no, you know what? Oh, right, there was this stuff I don't need anymore. As I'm collecting the champion armor. Good lord. On the loose. Champion, I require your assistance in a matter of great urgency. Please report to the Templar Hall and the gallows at your earliest convenience. Sincerely, Knight Commander Meredith. Who needs rescuing? Champion, you simply must help me. My daughter... Oh, I read that. From Ella. Monsieur Hawke, maybe you don't remember me. We met briefly and that was the most important moment of my life. You've changed so many lives that you probably can't keep them all straight. You rescued me from Sir Elric and you told me to leave Kirkwall. I wanted to tell you that I have. I won't say where I am now, but I'm free and I'm not looking back. I've heard the rumours. Terrible days are coming. I pray for the safety of my family and all the souls in Kirkwall, and especially for you. May Andraste keep you from harm. Sincerely, Ella. Yep, that computer's going to turn on pretty quickly. A letter from Tevinter. Dear Hawke, or is it now Champion Hawke? The story of how you handled the Arashok is very popular here. There are few things the Tevinters love more than a tale of Kunari defeat. To say the Imperium is a strange place would be a vast understatement. Men and women work magic on the streets while their slaves look on. I watched my own master kill a rival magister in a duel just days ago. Sometimes I look around and think I understand the Templars back in Kirkwall. My studies are going well. My dreams don't trouble me as much these days. I'm hopeful that, in time, I'll master myself. I just wanted to thank you. I owe you more than my life. I owe you my mind and my future. Fenrir. A letter in a fancy envelope. Messer, interest rates are the lowest they've been in 200 years, making this the perfect time to take out a mortgage on your estate. The next Viscount will likely raise rates, and if you wait too long, this chance will pass you by. When the Chantry demands tithes on all Hightown estates, where will you be? The lending house of Tancum, Solmer and Grease can take you through the process of mortgaging your estate with ease and confidence, leaving you with nothing to do but admire your wealth. Speak to our accountant in the Dwarven Merchants Guild for a free consultation before time runs out. A letter from Orsino. Champion, you deserve your new title, despite what Knight Commander Meredith might prefer. You and I both know what would have happened had you not been there to face the Kunari. I'm sure you've received no shortage of accolades from the powers that be in the city, but for what it's worth, I'm sending a gift from the Circle of Magi too. Use it well. Regards, First Enchanter Orsino. Shima says literally 1/3 the cost of the parts. Oh, I can well believe that. Processors are expensive. Letter from Sister Ariel to the Champion of Kirkwall. You've done so much for so many people, so you probably don't remember me, but you saved my life. I spent 3 years thinking about what that awful Lord Harriman might have done to me. Surely the Maker sent you to shine his light on that madhouse. When I left and walked into the sun, it was like waking from a nightmare. I don't know how we endured it. That place was a spider's web, and we were the flies. I didn't know where to go at first, but I ended up seeking shelter at the Chanter in Starkhaven. I'm a sister now, and I take my vows next month. They've given me a chance to pay back the good fortune you gave me, and they've even taught me to read and write. Me, the daughter of a washerwoman. With eternal gratitude, Sister Ariel.
Fenris hates that statue. Says it reminds him of the old god relics they had in Tevinter. Another invitation requesting the presence of the champion. How many noble parties are there each week? Fenris said Daenerys left this at the mansion.
Booze!
Hard in Hightown. Siege harder. What does that even mean? Varric must be stopped. A gift from Avenine. She certainly knows her spirits.
I will be stroking you very shortly. Oh, not very shortly. Like, cool. Maybe next stream. Maybe the end of tomorrow's stream. Okay.
Is that Isabella? Who carves that into a stairwell? I can't bring myself to change anything about Mother's room.
You'll have to eventually.
I hope all is well, mistress.
It is.
I should get some curtains.
I mean, you have them. You could just close them.
I never thought I'd have my own family crest. I'm sure the furniture's very sorry for whatever it did, old boy.
There's someone in the wardrobe. Let's face it.
All right, let's see.
Please don't open the door.
Oh, I will.
You've caught a burglar. Good boy.
Happy Bark. Wagtail.
My legs are cramping. Please, just let me go.
You expect me to just let you walk out of here?
Please, Sarah. I was seduced by a crime at a very young age, but your guard monster has scared me towards a path of honest work.
I'm seeing what the outcomes of this quest are.
Be gone, and don't do it again.
Thank you, champion, for sparing my miserable life. From here on, I swear.
Yup. You just got peed on.
Right then. Bye.
I mean, what do you really say to that? What? Like, what? What do you even say to that?
Orana's a patient music teacher, but Meryl should really just stick to magic. I think I'll let Sandal empty that. Poor Prince. I told him to stay off the bed. The only thing, Meryl's moved in.
Oh, that's kind
Maybe
of
she
sweet,
doesn't
though.
feel that this is her home yet.
After 3 years.
I wonder how much coin I'd make selling my memoirs.
Oh, maybe I can tell you that, actually. Maybe we can go on that journey together. Dragon Age 2. Wikipedia. Over 2 million copies by May 2011. So, you know, a decent amount of money. It came out in March.
Lots of old things from Lothering in there.
Okay, time to talk to the waifu.
Hightown is such a strange place. It feels like it's miles away from everywhere else. The alienage, Sundermount, Ferelden, those could be from a dream. Ah, Oh, Marvin, I didn't see you there. I'm going to visit the alienage. Do you want anything from Lowtown?
Are you close to many of the people in the alienage?
No, not really. I think most of them don't even know my name.
She's honest about it.
I'm stopping by my house for a bit, that's all. I've left some things undone there. I'll be back later.
If you'd just move in all your stuff, you wouldn't have to keep going there.
It's better if some things stay away from this house.
Ah, yes, the mirror.
Back before dark, I promise.
The Illuvian. Okay. If you hadn't come to Sundermount that day, I can't imagine where I'd be now. Meryl moved into Ryder's mansion in Hightown, and not as a servant, much to the horror of the neighbours. She further scandalised the neighbourhood by wandering around with no shoes on, picking the flowers out of other people's gardens, and cooing cheerfully at their attack dogs. Several angry letters were sent to the champion and the seneschal, but the situation remains unchanged. She continues to return to her ramshackle house in the alienage, spending a great deal of time working on her mirror. I've only just realised. I thought there were two. Maybe not. Bark, bark. Okay, that was pleasant. Yeah, so let's run out with Grumpy. Give me a chance to give him the axe as well, I guess, if he can even wield the axe. Whoop. Oh, it's a weapon for Aveline. Okay, cool. Check Discord. Okay, that's a straight upgrade. Nice. Ah! Where's Discord gone? That can be jumped though. Hell yeah. I mean, obviously that's expensive, but hell yeah. Congrats on, having the money for it soon. Get rid of the live notification, at least that's working again. Very expensive but worth. Well, yeah, considering you won't need to do anything for, like at least 6 months. That's a joke, clearly. Oh, wow, 12. Okay. Get up to 35. Up to 25. 19 cunning. Oh, nice. 69% crit damage. I honestly didn't plan it that way, but I am not sad that it worked out. Oh, whoops. Sure, why not? Max it out. The thing you need to upgrade within the next 5-6 years is the GPU. Yeah. You are not wrong. Guess I'll go this way and then down to the tavern. Brothel, sorry.
Do you feel like a citizen, Fenris?
Excuse me?
Maybe.
You've been
yeah,
in
maybe the
Kirkwall
power
as long as
supply.
I have. Does it feel like home?
I have no comparison, really. It feels like a free place.
Maybe that's enough.
We shall see.
I will be back to talk with you, Sir Marlene Selbreck. Right, roast by Jean-Luc. Do you have any armor upgrades or inventory capacity things? Regret anyone who spends any time at this on this channel. It's not about helmet, actually. There we go, that's the inventory capacity maxed out at least.
You won't find better prices.
Especially because I didn't buy anything. They save up money for decent monitors. That's true. Yeah, it's like they announced the Xbox Series S earlier. It's like 4K, 1444p, and I'm like,
This is the heart of Kirkwall, if
I
you
don't
ask
have
me.
a TV or monitor for that, but okay. I'll just settle for smooth frame rates.
Done in time.
Oh god, I'll be back you there.
Spend some of your hard-earned coin. Here, champion.
Limb Toker. Already have one of mine, so you need to look for another one secondary for chat stuff. Yeah, having two monitors is hell useful. Okay. And okay. I mean, clearly I'm playing on one and reading chat on the other, but... 3 extra points. I'll get to magic 40, don't mind if I do. And... yeah, sure, I'll start putting points into willpower again. Okay, you bear. Fine. I'll speak with you. Can stop using your phone for chat. Yeah, you'll notice the improvement straight away.
Catastrophe has struck, partner. We are ruined. Ruined.
Were you horrendously racist to our workers again?
Don't panic. Tell me what happened.
A cart came back from the bone pit, half-wrecked, with a dozen mangled bodies. The horse pulling the cart was the only survivor, and it does not speak.
Are you sure it doesn't speak?
Town full of rotten mages, and not one can get answers from a horse.
I'll see what's going on. Until then, try to stay calm.
God, that glove is so good.
I knew I could depend on you. Just like old times, partner.
If I recall correctly, when I played this the first time, I didn't wear the robes of the champion all that much because I found, I think it was Grey Warden armor. Be prepared for a fight. Oh, I fully expect a dragon fight. I think there's some Grey Warden armor in the Legacy DLC, which was just better.
Hawk, over here.
Okay.
You were courageous to speak openly against the Knight Commander. Your words did not fall on deaf ears. Several nobles are discussing, quietly,
I need to go
what to do
and change up
about
my
Meredith.
look.
I cannot tarry here for risk of Templar spies. If you would make common cause with us, read this.
I could use all the allies I can get.
Secrecy is paramount. I'll communicate by messenger if the need arises. Make her look after you, Hawk, and our fragile endeavor.
Oh, right, that's the sword thing. Do the swords take up inventory space? Why are robes so bad? Hope that slow spell has a quick cooldown. You know what? It really doesn't. I don't have a rogue. God damn it. Okay. Fine. I'll go and grab one on my way past my house.
I saw beggars this morning. They must be oozing in from Lowtown.
Ah, yes, that's how beggars move. They ooze everywhere. Let's just do this first.
Captain?
No, that can't be true. Meredith wouldn't stand for it.
It's pointless talk. Things will never change.
Yeah, they will. Hey, Nuncio.
Ah, the champion of Kirkwall. Your reputation precedes you.
Ah, you're from Antiva, yes?
Forgive me. I should introduce myself properly. My name is Nuncio Caldera Lanos. I am a noble from the beautiful country of Antiva.
Is there something I can help you with?
I've come to you in search of aid. An elven assassin I have been
Could it
tracing is
be?
loose in the area. Unfortunately, he's hiding himself among the local Dalish,
Could it be?
no doubt playing on their
Is it
shared
Zevran?
heritage. He's a master manipulator who will endanger even his own kind to ensure his survival.
You don't seem the type to hunt assassins. Why are you after him?
At first, it was merely a duty to Antiva. But after losing so many good men to him, it became personal. He's nothing but a murderer, a thief, and a liar.
Going to be selling both PS4 and the TV. It should knock 2 to 3 maybe 4 weeks off the wait time. It will help, yes.
Your assassin is no fool. I doubt the Dalish would hand a fellow elf over to you, murderer or no.
Ah, so you see my problem. Where that elf goes, death follows. He must be captured quickly. I've heard of your dealings with the Dalish. I was hoping you could go where my men could not. Find out where the assassin is hiding, and apprehend him.
Yes.
I'll see what I can do.
Apprehend.
One of the Dalish, a woman named Variel, is a friend of his. I suggest speaking with her first.
We won't be here when you get back. We got a campsite outside the city.
Yeah, the crows
Look
protect
for us
us.
there.
Like, friend or friend? Alright, I'm just gonna pop back to my house to get a rogue.
Mistress Mel is away. Again. I'm almost certain she's in that hovel in the alienage.
Thanks, Bodan, considering she told me that's where she was. Varric. There we go. There we go. Back to Hightown during the day to pick that single lock. That was over here. You know what, while I'm here?
Aveline, what's in your mirror?
What do you mean?
In your mirror, what do you see?
A warrior? A wife? All the mistakes I made to get here and make it right. Why? What have you decided to see?
Sometimes it's hard to tell. Cracks, mostly. Maybe I'll borrow yours sometime, if that's all right.
It's all right.
God, she's so pure. So many people you can't watch talk. Oh, like
I loved it.
PC gaming friends as opposed to Sony fans. Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? Even Jesus, speak at a slower rate, you fool.
Captain?
Yeah, I'm kind of fortunate that
Clothing of all kinds.
okay, just random voice line. The game that I play with friends is cross-platform, so I can. I mean, I can't play it on my computer anyway. It refuses to connect to the servers for some reason, but happily, Sea of Thieves is cross-platform, so I can play it on my Xbox. I just joined the PC players. Okay, it's a random portrait. There we go. I was getting a bit worried there'd be nothing back here. There's a scarf and a ring though, so and, you know, it's sort of worth it. Warframe Clan, the Minecraft server used to mod for another group. Excellent. Well, I'm glad that you're almost back to it.
Corv, what's brought your sorry ass up to this part of town?
I can't drink at the Hanged Man. It's like kissing me sister.
Gamlin, why are you covering your face?
I'm just here for the medicinal benefits.
Hey, it's cardio.
I haven't seen the seneschal much lately. Don't tell me the man's gone religious.
No, he just keeps terrible hours now.
He's ashamed. You know what? I mean, it doesn't need to be. It's Leo's job. It's an honourable profession.
You're too quiet, Varric.
You know,
I'm
as long as
thinking of
everyone's
switching to
treating you well.
romances.
Oh, we've
Nothing?
heard that voice line.
Not even a foreboding frown.
I am content. Write what you will.
Well, that certainly takes the fun out of it. Contentment in the barracks? We'll pay to hear that shit.
Then I should have thought of it years ago.
Hell yeah. You assume the Elf is better than Hangman Elf? Oh, it probably is. It probably is. I really don't want to wear that, if I'm being honest. Oh, hello. Oh, actually, no. Isn't oh gosh, isn't was it that one? It was. Aveline's sword is fire damage, right? Hey, Aveline. Enjoy. However, everything else is going to be... I'm just going to junk everything else. Also, Hanged Man could be taken more than one way, especially in the brothel. If you know what I mean. I mean, while I'm here, for old time's sake.
I was thinking of changing my hairstyle. That's brilliant. You've had this one for 7 years now.
What fourth wall? Because, get it? Because it's been 7 years since the game started.
Welcome back, champion. What can I provide you with today?
Thank you for the host blood drain. Oh, I can't have my mind blown.
Nothing fancy. Yes, of course. Enjoy yourself.
I think I've engaged all of their services, right? Male elf. Looks kind of like a scene kid. I like redheads. Sure, why not?
Well, aren't you a pretty thing?
Ah. Aveline just leaning against the wall. Varric threw up a little in his mouth. Away! Okay, so that's Hightown Day. So I'm just gonna pop to the dock to the. Aren't I romancing Meryl? I am. She doesn't mind.
Champion of Kirkwall. The honor is all mine.
One of the good things about actually romancing Isabella was that you could Black Emporium. There we go. Flirt outrageously with Zevran and sleep with him and have a three-way. It was cool. I think you could anyway. Hey, dude. It's been a while.
It's so rare to have company. Well, living company at any rate.
Yes, I assume it's an open relationship, as she hasn't said anything about me being in the brothel.
Fellow asked, why make a shop so hard to find? Me, really?
Chest of unanswered invitations. In a peculiar shop in Kirkwall, a large chest sits filled with letters and cards. Upon closer inspection, each is an invitation. Events of every possible description are represented. Grand balls held in the palace at Valhoyo, the wedding of the reigning king and queen in Navarra, countless naming day parties, the Chantress solstice celebrations for 6 consecutive years in Cumberland, 5 different versions of the invitation to the funeral of Sir Roland Ferrer, dated 5 years apart. I want to know more about that funeral. Ship naming ceremonies, quickly penned notes suggesting business lunches, one signed in blood. Several invitations to duels sent between the same 2 families in Antiva City over the period of 40 years. 19 letters from members of the Dwarven Merchants Guild addressed to Varric Tethras of Kirkwall, asking him to attend critical guild meetings. 1 very fine embossed card, yellowing with age, from the Grand Cathedral, inviting the King of Antiva to tea with Divine Theodosia II. Given their current location, it seems unlikely any of these invitations were answered by their intended recipients, and less likely that they were ever received at all. Would anyone buy such things? I can hardly imagine. From the letters of that guy to Sister Patrine Chantry Scholar. What's your favourite place in Inquisition? It's pretty good. Broken dowsing rods, no refunds. There have been several Chantry investigations to determine whether the dowser's art is magical in nature, but nothing conclusive has ever been determined. In 386 Towers, Divine Joyous II declared that the practice of dowsing was freely permitted by the Chantry on the grounds that dowsers never attempted to use their skills for nefarious purposes. A brief theological debate ensued over what sort of nefarious purposes a dowser might have. The worst possible dowsing-related crime suggested by Grand Cleric Wilhelmina of Hosburg was that they might go looking for poisonous worms which could be left in the Chantry offertory. The Chantry agreed that this, while unacceptable, was a relatively mild threat. From Affairs, Circles and Templars, A History of Magic in the Chantry by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. That's the shop. That's that. The Emergent Compendium. Messer Darvies, you said that a scholar's life is not for everyone. Now I understand. I couldn't be more frustrated by the marvel I've sent you. Chief among its preterve into strangeness, the volumes are automatos. New entries appear of their own accord, with no scrivener's quill inside. It was, yes, I forgot to close Facebook. When a mage consultant says it's impossible, but your own eyes see it happen, and often it's clearly a wonder. Pour enough dragon bones and scales here to give you all your companions dragon bone scale armor and weapons. That's a lot of dragons. That is a lot of dragons you have killed, my friend. But the content! Each new edition is a single image created unseen, accompanied by a line of gibberish. So frick's sake, Facebook! It's a book of memes. Alright, I'm just going to close Facebook. It's the message notification specifically. Where was I? Book of memes. And what bogglers these imitari? What? Records of the mundane and the fantastic with no rhythm or weight. I have observed a dragon in flight, a man in regal robes but of a complexion I have never seen, countless peoples at the moment of death, and no end of devices I cannot fathom in the least. The only image remotely familiar was extremely so. Mine own wife! But the babble of the legend gave no hint to the significance, and that volume has since vanished. Cannot imagine the purpose or the library that could hold what has surely been accumulated. It would be as though transcribing the individual birds of a flock twittering about you. A dozen images appeared as I wrote this, and by the time you hold this, they will be lost in 1,000 more. To be granted the world at once both intimate and distant is almost unbearable. I know so much is there, but I can never know it myself. It makes one feel small indeed. Oh, hang on. Are these actual things? Have people actually figured these out? Let's have a quick look. This is the Emergent Compendium. You mean you may or may not have purposely gone after them like a racist stamp? Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, they are dragons. Iron Bull likes it when you go after them. The codex contains a reference to Twitter, the internet-based social networking service. Their tweets, basically. And the library it discusses refers to the internet or World Wide Web itself. The gibberish phrases are encoded in a simple transposed cipher where each letter of the alphabet is shifted 3 places backwards. The phrases maintain correct capitalization and punctuation, but are written backwards. To determine the transpose... So, the first one. A newborn of Ravani complexion, subtitled Not He. A hornless Kunari with tightly braided hair, subtitled The Envoy Lied Honestly. My Wife Again, subtitled Post-Coitus, Her Husband is a Fool. 2 Shadowed Spheres Among Stars, subtitled An Eclipse as Fen Harel Stirred. The notes of the scholar Baudelaire on the Emergent Compendium in the original tongue, author unknown. Of all the things to reference, why Twitter? Yes, in fact, I romanced him in my playthrough. I loved Isabella's reaction to... Josephine's reaction to walking in on Bull and the Inquisitor post-sex. I cannot look away. Time to sell all my junk. Oh, I don't actually need Phase Fear anymore. Goodbye. Robes of unblemished cleanliness. Hey, Finn. Not that I can afford them, but hey, Finn. King something, the Forgotten's armor. Wow, +2 to all attributes. That's actually really good robes. Vestments of the Mystic. Once again. They are worse though. And these are stuff that's been there since the start of the game. This is all stuff that's been... Oh, hey. It's all stuff that's been here since the start of the game. Still a really good stick, but I cannot afford it. More importantly, though. So, Act 3. Let's mix up the hairstyle. No. Definitely not. Why? No. No. That's possible. I want something that screams champion. Oh, I've just realised you can look up and down. Go bald? I mean, I might. Maybe not. I think it looks a bit weird because of the way the rest of the face renders. That's a possibility. I think I just rocked that for the entire... I think it was this... Yeah, I think it was this one I used for my original playthrough. You know what? Yeah, let's go with this one. We're not mourning anymore. We are, in fact, out of mourning. Carver is demonstrably doing well. We'll just go back to the silver. That is very white. Oh boy. Eyebrow. Nope, wrong eyebrows. Get them to match the hair colour. Eyes remain the same. Oh, is it skin that has the makeup? Yes, it is. Right, so. The red. Where's the red? Where's that red gone? There it is. Not as intense though. And as we're no longer in mourning, let's change the lip colour as well. That was very pink. Ooh, I like the purple. I do like the purple. I can work with that. Is there a matching purple for the blush? I think there is actually. There it is. Let's dial the intensity down a smidge though. There we go. And eyeshadow colour. Sure, why not? Act 3 Hawk is ready. Get my own urchin. Yeah, you can't catch me.
The urchin.
Anyway. Hightown Night. Nope, Hightown Night. Hightown Night, not day. I went the wrong way. For some reason I thought I was already in day. Let's go and, you know, kill people and speak with Sister Nightingale. To be fair, I do need the armor for the champion. You're not wrong. I'll probably go and swap Varric for Sebastian. Oh, yeah, let's swap Varric for Sebastian as well. Before I go and speak with Sister Nightingale, and I trade all three of my party members actually. Oh wait, no, because Sebastian can't pick locks because Sebastian sucks because of how they pre-assign his points. Why? Why did they do that? Oh, there we go. Hey, how about you don't cast a spell?
Now you fall.
Just confuse people when they come back and see a different hawk. at least with this party build, they all have abilities to set up the cross-class combos, whereas I obviously don't because I can't use offensive spells. I didn't have to market CPU cooler. Well, that will help it, you know, stop it wearing out at least. Wearing out, overheating. Varric, stop panting, Jesus. Maker, Andraste, there we go. Varric, please, we're not in the brothel anymore. 8 cores, 16 threads can be quite toasty. You're not wrong. Can be quite toasty. Especially if you're trying to open Google Chrome. Sorry, that's a RAM thing, not a CPU thing. Hey, dude. No, I never thought to check the inside of the Blooming Rose at night last time.
It doesn't really look anything like a rose. Maybe they should change the name.
Yeah, Meryl, maybe they should.
I think I heard someone. Did you?
Please. There we go. Oh, Meryl. Oops.
You won't find better prices.
Presumably not. I don't think I think his dialogue's in the wrong place. Right, anyway, this is the same map. Yeah, it's the same map day or night, I think. Because the doors have remained open. Glad you noticed that mistake. Speaking of Chrome, even with 36 GB, Chrome might be the death of your RAM. It might be. It very well might be. Oh, I'll just pop in and grab Sebastian before I come back. Around there, cleared out the Merchants Guild, to the Chantry area, and then the estates. Oh, hang on. No sparkles. Cool. 32 gigs in my side of chance. I don't know, even then. No. Even then, I think we'll be pushing it. I grabbed the thing, didn't I? I totally did. About 64. 64, you might be good. And then only if you're using an SSD. I can't say anything. Firefox, who was at RAM as well.
One less against us.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine then.
I'll deal with this.
I think you'll be able to manage Chrome and 2 tabs.
Another one for me. How many of you got, Hawk?
Enough. Unfortunately, the game doesn't keep track, so I can't tell you exactly how many I've gotten, Varric. Or if it does, I don't know where to see that information.
Captain?
Easy as pop.
Finally, Chrome will have a worthy opponent. It's like a challenger approaches. Chrome just cracks its knuckles and rolls its neck out. At last. Of course, the problem with Chrome is that it's now powering 2 of the most popular browsers on the market. So Firefox is really struggling. With market share.
I love doing that.
Do you, Varric? Good, because I'm going to keep getting you to do it. Over and over and over again until we're both covered in a sheen of... No. Not going to go there anymore. I'd rather have the ability to romance Aveline than Varric, truth be told. But Varric's a pretty cool character all the same. Okay, I do believe that's everywhere. That scene from Kung Fu Panda? Yes, yes it is. Right, let's go. I've had the same party for a while. Let's go mixed up a smidge.
Mistress Mel is away.
Again, Bodan. I'm quite aware of that. So that means I can take care of equipment and inventory stuff. And also obviously level them up. Ooh, 12 points. Very tasty. Well, 35. 25. Yeah, that's a nice round 15. And just for defense, more than crit damage. One more magic, why not? Well, I can get him to cunning 30 at least, so he can pick most locks. That's maxed out. So, 1, 2. Sebastian, you suck. Yep, he does. I mean, as I've said, I can fix it. I can go to the Black Emporium and grab the potion that allows me to respec ability points. But I really can't be bothered. It's a pity I don't have any items that, like any actual rings or anything that improve lock picking. Yeah, no. It's just an upgrade over what you already had, so that's handy. Okay, he's good. As much as the Starkhaven longbow is yours, this is just better. But I won't sell it. I will put it in my storage chest. That I will junk. Same with that. And yes, and junk that. Junk those. Continuing on to the Sebastian, don't blame it. Pretty much, that is like the only reason, yeah, because it's Sebastian.
Get back!
Oh, I don't have to use my mana on this because of Anders. And doing this is fine because Fenris gets some insane damage resistances.
That's enough!
This is my favorite part!
What, where they fall down? That's a pretty good part. Or where people talk in chat. Also want to know whether there are any guards out here at night time. There's usually one way up there. Oh. Some random status icon floating in midair. Yeah, Fenris, we do live another day. How do you feel about this? Life is pain for you, so do you want to keep living, or... Fenris is so edgy you can cut yourself whenever you look at him. Yeah, Acts 1 and 2, there is a guard up here. See? There's one here in Act 3 as well. They're just,
Good evening, citizen.
They're just terrible. Let's go and speak with Sister Nightingale anyway.
Hello again, champion.
Hey, dude. I particularly like how you have to have the Exiled Prince DLC
Viscount's throne room has been sealed off since his death. A strange place for a holy
One
sister
god for the
to be.
entire era. Better than none. Are you okay? What are you doing, sir?
Hello again, champion.
Hi. I'm just gonna watch you turn around awkwardly and leave. I like how you have to have the Exiled Prince DLC to even meet Sister Nightingale.
I can help with that.
Can you, though?
It is done.
Apparently he can. There she is. There's the first waifu from my first ever playthrough of Dragon Age
even
Origins.
the Divine fears us now.
Well, not her, obviously, but...
She should. Kill the spies!
We ain't spies. Also, you're a blood mage, apparently. So, you can die. Yeah, this guy's gonna have a real bad time with Fenris, huh? Considering he is a mage killer. Wow, he did not care about those two mages. 3 mages. Did he kill all 3? I think he killed all 3. Okay. I was gonna say, when are they gonna appear? Right, let's slow things down a little. You know, when I cast a spell, I really expect you to stay within its area of effect. Oh, they don't care about pull and push, I guess. It isn't completely useless. No, Sebastian is not completely useless. You heard it here first. Hot take. Why would I say something so brave? There she is.
The Resolutionists. I might have known
Be
they would be
still
part of this.
my beating heart.
Are you Sister Nightingale? I am. Or you may call me Liliana.
God, she's so good
The
looking.
Divine sent me to investigate the possibility
You
of
know,
a
for the
rebellion
game.
here in Kirkwall. I have some experience in unconventional situations.
The Liliana,
She is in fact a
who
beast.
accompanied the hero of Ferelden to slay the Archdemon.
Okay, I'm not sold on the eyeshadow now.
I see it will be harder to remain
He's gonna fix
anonymous
that.
so near the Ferelden border. Yes, I knew the hero of Ferelden. Perhaps you have heard the songs I wrote of our time together. But that was many years ago. I am working for the Divine now, in Orlais. I had not thought to return to this part of Thedas.
Who are the Resolutionists?
She is a beast.
An offshoot of a fraternity within the Circle of Magi.
Supported by the Magisters.
There's no proof of that.
I bet a lot of mages think they'd enjoy Tevinter's freedoms, and completely forget that few ever achieve the power to enjoy them.
There have always been
Oh,
factions
Fenris.
that support freedom from the Chantry, and the abolition of the Circle. We have tolerated them, but the Resolutionists have become violent. They are likely behind the unrest here.
I hardly imagined the Divine's secret agent looking like you.
That is why I am effective. The Divine has long suspected that Kirkwall's problems were spurred by an outside group.
Like any mage with a brain can't come up with, let's rebel.
Anders, be
As if
kind.
any mage with a brain couldn't conceive of anything else.
Fenris, be kinder.
This attack proves she is right.
Are you saying you set this
Yeah,
whole
it's the
thing
same
up?
voice actor for Liliana.
I let word slip
I
that an
believe.
agent of the Divine was coming to investigate the mage troubles. It is how they chose to react which condemns them.
Will the Divine send soldiers?
Divine Justinia takes the situation here very seriously. She believes it is the worst threat to Thedas since the Cunara invaded.
A handful of apostates. How can that possibly...
The whole world is watching Kirkwall. If it falls to magic, none of us are safe.
None of you?
Tell
Anders.
Elfina to leave. There is refuge for her at the Grand Cathedral in Orlais. She will not be safe here.
Yeah, and she's not going to leave either.
These mages are out of control.
Cool. Time for the Divine Armies to march. You really want that to Exalted March, don't you? I'm sorry, did that say ornate demonic robes? I'm going to clear the Codex entries. Leliana. Many stories have been told of Leliana. Some say she fought alongside the hero Ferelden against the Blight prior to serving at the right hand of the Divine. Even that is hearsay. The only thing known for certain is that the Bard is often seen at the Divine's side in Bioware. This has caused no small degree of alarm in the Chantry's inner circle. Does the Divine have a plan of her own? What might Leliana's part be? The truth remains to be seen. At least you're honest about wanting to see that Exalted March. It's really unsettling not having any references to Leliana and the hero being lovers, because like they were when I played this the first time. I don't like it. Make it stop. The Resolutionists. Each circle in Magi is home to various fraternities of enchanters that serve as social outlets for mages and ways for those of like mind to promote their philosophies on magic. Hey, they could make a pretty good multiplayer game out of that. The most marginal of these were always the Libertarians, who believed mages must take a more active role in the politics of Thedas. While publicly only advocating greater power for the circles, many Libertarians secretly wished to split completely from the Chantry, as mages did in Tevinter. The Chantry allowed the group to continue in order to note potential troublemakers. How about a Battlefront-style game, but mages versus Templars? I say style game, like classic Battlefront. I don't like the new Battlefront games. They feel very mechanical and lifeless, but the classic Battlefront was fun. The Resolutionists changed all that. Splitting from the main Libertarian fraternity, the Resolutionists are open apostates who support freedom for mages at all costs. They have engaged in acts of terror and sabotage against the Chantry throughout Thedas, and many are connected to Kirkwall's Mage Underground. They have declared that unless mages are free to rule themselves, they will show every person in Thedas how little protection the Circle of Magi actually offers. So basically, they're fucking it up for the rest of us. God damn it. Templars were overpowered as yeah, but you could have mages who could summon demons, so... And if you have it as like one Templar class type, can disrupt magic, and then other things do other things. For balance purposes, obviously. I've been picking up a couple of green things here. The Jewel of the Ether. 1 willpower, yeah, but better equipment to sell for more money, though. Again, I like the coin. Yeah, they look terrible. So that... we'll never have the strength for that. What was that again? Willpower, health, magic resistance. Sure, I don't care, really, in the grand scheme of things. That's a dagger. You know, we're saving that for Isabella. And no. Honestly, I want to see a Total War Star Dragon Age game. That would be cool. I think let's just go and talk to Elfina again. Yeah.
Hello again, champion.
Hello, goodbye. Might as well knock these 2 quests out now, actually, thinking about it. Have Darkspawn Death Stacks just randomly appear as blinds. So to the Chantry.
So your tranquil solution was hardly the Holocaust you imagined.
You've been seeking revenge for the death of one family for as long as I've known you. Are you honestly judging me for trying to save the lives of every mage in Thedas?
Oh, there's been so
But they were never
much
threatened.
trouble in Kirkwood
It
of
was a
late.
single man's lunacy. The Chantry would never follow through with such a thing.
Wouldn't it,
Yet.
though? Yeah. It'd be terrifying, but it'd be cool as well. Hey. Not you. Elthina. Elthina, I've got news. I met this badass redhead and she told you to leave. I think she was kind of serious about it as well.
Do you still support the Knight Commander?
I don't care a fig for her, but she's the only one holding back the madness in this city.
Holding back? She's howling at the bloody moon. Even her own people think she's lost it.
Oh, Anders.
What will it take for you to see that she's crazy?
Mages in glass houses shouldn't throw fireballs.
Sister Nightingale says you must leave Kirkwall.
What?
You were right. The Divine will be taking action against Kirkwall, though the sister didn't say what. You must take the holy relics from the Chantry and leave for safety.
Sebastian, I'm surprised at you. Andraste would not thank me for saving a few dusty
obviously
finger
you'd have
bones
Grey
and my
Wardens.
own skin at the cost of people's lives.
You keep dead people here.
The Kirkwall Chantry has guarded the remains of the martyr Devrina for 800 years. They must be protected.
Talk.
When I became Grand Cleric, I took a vow to the people of Kirkwall and the Free Marches. I will not leave my flock.
Would you let yourself die?
There is no greater devotion than to lay one's life at the Maker's feet. There is no better death than to take the blow for another.
Sister Nightingale took a great risk to warn you. Don't be rash.
Yeah, she used me as bait.
Please, Your Grace. Sister Nightingale thinks there will be war.
Then, I must make peace. Settle yourself, Sebastian. I'm in no personal danger. I am Grand Cleric. Who would dare attack me?
The guy behind me with the stick.
If you will not shield yourself, then I will be your shield. You will come through this safely by the Maker's name. I swear it.
Right, so I guess that's Sebastian's questioning beliefs quest I've unlocked, but I will not attend to that now. We will go and, I guess, help Fenris
great service to the city by defeating the
and the Hanged Man. So I've run around Hightown day and night, so that's fine. Yeah, let's go to the Hanged Man and talk with Fenris's sister. Oh, that's an autosave.
It really is you.
Verania? I remember you. We played in our master's courtyard while Mother worked. You called me.
Leto. That's your name.
What's wrong? Why are you so...
Fenris, we have to get out of here.
Ah, my little Fenris.
There he is.
Predictable as always.
Took 7 years for him to show up.
I'm sorry it came to this, Leto.
You led him here.
Now, Fenris. Don't blame your sister. She did what any good Imperial citizen should.
Right, let's
I
spill
never
blood
wanted
in the
these
Hanged
filthy
Man.
markings, Daenerys. But I won't let you kill me to get them.
How little you know, my pet. And this is your new mistress, then? The champion of Kirkwall. Quite lovely.
Wow, no. He's not a slave.
Fenris doesn't belong to anyone.
Do I detect a note of jealousy? It's not surprising. The lad is rather skilled, isn't he?
Shut your
I
mouth,
wouldn't know.
Daenerys.
I'm not romanced him.
The word is master.
No, it's not. The word is asshole. Also, apparently the word is coward? He's not even hostile. There's no red map for him on the red dot for him on the map. Yeah, the eye shadow doesn't work. I need to fix it. I'll do that before I end the stream.
Go down!
I thought it might, but it's just too bright.
To worry about.
Hey, leave Sebastian alone.
Nicely done.
Oh, wow. That guy got wrecked.
Now you fall.
Careful shade. Where is everyone else? I mean, I would have run away as well, but where is everyone else in this path? Tavern? In, I think. He's got rooms. Or they call it a tavern, so who knows.
Alas.
That's enough.
I don't think they should have appeared standing up. I think they were supposed to kind of come up out of the ground.
Go down.
Right. Let's not do whatever you're doing. Right. Spells always hit. Also, Anders, thank you for that. Head off to bed. See you. See you, Blood Rain. Thanks for being here. I'll highlight the I'll post the hydration reward to the Discord server after the stream, so that you can watch it whenever you wish.
To worry about. I'll deal with this.
No AoE damaging spells. Stun. Wow, you are the only one left. Where are you? Just gonna drop a little snail there. There we go, don't mind me. Please don't tread on my snail.
That's enough.
He's not moving either. It's almost like when they're in the middle of the spell, it resets the AI or something. Because he's just standing there and letting us hit him. Interesting. They might have been staggered, actually.
You are no longer my master.
Oh, that looks fatal.
I had no choice, Leto.
Stop calling me that.
He was going to make me his apprentice. I would have been a magister.
You sold out your own brother to become a magister.
Your sister's a mage? You bloody hypocrite. You really are just jealous.
Anders, read the room.
You have no idea what we went through. What I've had to do since Mother died. This was my only chance.
And now you have no chance at all.
Please, don't do this. Please, tell him to stop.
Wait. Don't kill her.
Why not? She was ready to see me killed. What is she to me other than just one more tool of the Magisters?
This is your family, Fenris.
Get out.
Go! Grump, 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 grump.
You said you didn't ask for this, but that's not true. You wanted it. You competed for it. When you won, you used the boon to have Mother and I freed.
Why are you telling me this?
Freedom was no boon. I look on you now, and I think you received the better end of the bargain.
So, he wanted you free, is actually the point. He didn't want the tattoos.
I thought discovering my past would bring a sense of belonging, but I was wrong.
I brought you a little blood
Magic
stain.
has tainted that too. There is nothing for me to reclaim. I am alone.
Magic has nothing to do with this, Fenris.
No. Greed for it didn't bring Daenerys here. Make my sister betray me?
You heard what Varania said. I wanted these. I fought for them. I feel unclean. Like this magic is not only etched into my skin, but has also stained my soul. Let's go. I need to get out of here.
Gotcha. Item received. Cuirass of the Centurion. Ooh, hello. Fancy stick. Sure, why not? Looks pretty cool. Cuirass of the Centurion. Would you believe I cannot wear it? So I will chuck it. Right, run around Hangman day and night, and then probably wrap up the stream. Because I mean, Isabella's here, so
mad. I hear she sees enemies
talk to her.
everywhere these days.
Nonsense. Meredith's the best thing that's ever happened to this city. She keeps us safe.
You look familiar, Kunari.
It's the one who helped me.
Tal-Vashoth, once of the Wounded Coast. I had left my fellows. You convinced me to turn on them. It was long ago. I am now Maras, mercenary of Kirkwall.
Also,
Time has been kind to your name, champion.
Does Maras mean something?
It means nothing. I have no role, except for what I choose.
Is that good or bad?
It just is.
So, interested in some work?
Yes, but not with you.
Why?
I do not work for those with titles. They do not have jobs, they have causes.
Fair.
When you stand for more, more stand against you.
Do I have to worry about this old scar?
I felt no kinship to those dead when they lived. You pushed, but the killing was my choice. It led to many more, for many reasons. So no, you and I are not enemies.
Like how it's like the only non-shouting Kunari you meet in the game.
I'm surprised to see any Kunari or Tal-Vashoth in the city.
The Kunari died with the Arishak, as they believed they were meant to. Many Tal-Vashoth were also killed, just in case. Time has calmed those fears. Now I am hired as much for my appearance as my skill. Life is comfortably empty. I see the appeal.
Farewell then.
Panehedan, Sira Hawk.
Thanks, man.
What are you looking at? Are you one of them?
Yes.
Do you ever feel like
yes,
you're
I am.
part of a story?
I seem to recall you saying something a while ago.
Shut up.
I can control it. Wasn't that what you said?
So help me.
Very easy to needle.
Don't ingest the merchandise. It's not recommended.
Same thing as ever. It's supposed to be ingested, just not by me. Okay, I'm gonna wait till nighttime to talk to Varric and Isabella. So what I'm gonna do is gonna head back to the Black Emporium. Sort out the face problem. Come back at nighttime. Run around and then talk to them and wrap up the stream.
So he comes down wearing nothing but his...
Heard that story before. Black Emporium, please. Right, fix the eyeshadow. It's a problem.
Someday.
Appearance. Skin, right? Yes. Eyeshadow color. I think that's better. Let's just try that. It's really hard to see when you're not in a cutscene is the problem.
Why make a shop so hard?
I think it's because I've opted for purple, if I'm being, being honest with myself, but purple is a really cool color. Anyway. Nighttime Hanged Man. So Hightown and Hanged Man are clear.
So, you found an archdemon yet?
No. I heard they're all underground, in the deep roads or something.
There's an expedition heading down there. You should go with them.
I think I might. After a drink.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
How can you keep standing up for her?
Who?
That doddering old biddy of a
Hey,
grand
Anders,
cleric.
do not touch Althena.
How dare you? Althena is everything a Grand Cleric should be. She's holy, wise...
Spineless. Hesitant. She's clay in Meredith's hands.
In the face of danger, sometimes the bravest thing is to stand back and trust that the Maker will see justice done.
Well, if doing nothing sums up your religion, then Althena is perfect. Personally, I'd prefer a chantry that favors action over sloth.
But sloths are really cute, though? Like, stupidly cute? Or is that not what you meant? Oh, interesting. Can't open that door. That's never a door to open.
Need to put someone to sleep. I'm your man.
What do you have for me, Martin? Shadow Helm. It's just poisons. Nothing I actually want. Cushion ale there.
Another time, friend Hawk. Many of them, hopefully.
Oh, crud.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Perhaps someone else can help.
Yeah, perhaps they can. I guess I'm gonna go and grab someone. Because I really want to know what's in it. Much better. And it was this room.
We're good to go.
And talk to Varric.
If you think that was bad, I should tell you about the Black Marsh.
Yes, tell him about the Black Marsh.
See, when you say things like that, Blondie, it just makes me glad I didn't know you sooner. Who goes to a place named Black Marsh on purpose? Now, they called it Beer Marsh. No, still doesn't work.
You've got a point. The marsh part does cancel out anything else. Flower marsh,
Two
kitten
bros being
marsh.
guys,
No,
being bros.
no good. Ah, you've got company. I'll see you later.
Hawk,
Still
what
not
can I do for
entirely
you?
happy with the face.
What was Anders here for?
Only place in Kirkwall he can get a decent drink. Blondie comes by here and I put him on my tab. He's got some stories about his days in Ferelden that sound implausible, even to me. He's not bad for a mage. Crazy, but that's most everyone in this city.
I wouldn't say no to a pint.
I should make you buy the drinks, oh champion of Kirkwall.
So, what's the word in Lowtown, Varric?
Nothing you don't know already. The Viscount's departure, a vacuum of power, troubles brewing. Get rid of one thread and another appears. I'm starting to think this city's in love with Crisis. Hope you're ready for it, my friend. I'm keeping Bianca close.
Tell me about Varric, Tethras, the last 3 years. Where is Varric? There's power in stories. That's all history is the best tales. The ones that last matter will be mine. The death of his elder brother forced Varric to take up the mantle of House Tethras officially. However, according to the updated official Kirkwall and Merchants Guild documentation, the family businesses are run by non-existent uncles, aunts, cousins, and household pets. Should I have done more clothes red? Probably not. Also, that guy's totally in Varric's room.
How have you been? You don't have to keep checking up on me.
I'm fine.
I'm just here for the rat-flavored whiskey.
Right. Remember what you said after the mess with the Kunari.
I'm proud of you for doing the right thing.
It may have been the right thing, but it was also the dumb thing.
Isabella showing a lot of leg.
The relic was mine. I should have kept running.
I couldn't have saved Kirkwall without you.
Bullshit. You could have stormed the keep and slaughtered all those Kunari if you had to. You and Aveline. I mean, look at her. She's a woman-shaped battering ram. The fact is, you and I have nothing in common anymore. You're a champion, and I'm just a lying, thieving snake.
Whatever you think you are, I still care about you. It must have been hard to give up the relic, and I appreciate it.
She's having
Whatever
a
comes,
crisis of conscience.
You have my support.
Well, perhaps it's time to stop hiding. And I do miss the trouble we used to get into. Tell you what, I'll be here if you need me.
Hell yeah, Isabella's back on the team. Hell to the yes. Characters. Isabella the last 3 years. Isabella's return during the Kunari crisis was surprising, most of all to Isabella herself. She blamed Ryder for inspiring her to such foolishness and seemed to regret exposing herself to danger. After the Arishok was killed, Isabella was seen in deep conversation with Ryder. The exchange ended as Isabella walked off saying, "You're reading too much into it." That was the last anyone in Kirkwall saw of her for some time. Many believed she had left the Free Marches for good. Then, as abruptly as she had departed, Isabella appeared one day in her usual spot in the Hanged Man, drinking as though she had never been gone. Right, I will go and have another attempt at fixing the face problem, or the makeup problem. And then end the stream, I think, because that'll be about 4 hours. And I am hungry.
Few people.
Maybe the purple's just not the right thing. I think that's better. Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
How worthy of an invitation.
What am I at money-wise? 115, cool.
You know.
Right, well,
Research.
I guess next logical place to be would be run around Lowtown Day, and then Lowtown Night, and the disused passage. But they'll have to wait until tomorrow, because I'm going to end the stream now. So thank you everyone for watching, etc., etc. If you have enjoyed... Why am I here? That's weird. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. And obviously, as ever, criticism is welcome. Constructive criticism is welcome. Feedback, there we go. I should be back tomorrow, hopefully, all things being well, but obviously that depends entirely on my mental health. Although I try to power through it for everyone because I enjoy streaming and building the community and hanging out with cool people like my streaming community. But until next time, 40 hours in. See you around, stay safe, stay healthy, stay wholesome. Take care of yourself.